Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. The Green Bay Packers fall to the Chicago Bears in the regular season finale at Lambeau Field. 24-22, the final score. Cairo Santos with a 51-yard walk-off field goal winner for the Bears. The Packers finish the 2024 season 1-5 against the NFC North, the only win coming on the blocked field goal at the buzzer at Soldier Field a couple of months ago. Head coach Matt LaFleur on the sloppy play for the Green Bay Packers after yesterday's loss.
I would say kind of a sloppy game all in all. Had far too many miscues. We knew going into the game that you better win the ball. And we had the two turnovers that one of them certainly led to points. The other one we busted the protection, and as we're driving in the second half and coughed it up there.
Reactions, including positives and negatives, coming up next on Wilde and Tausch, and continuing all day here on 100.5 ESPN. Mr. Irrelevant at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The Wilde and Tausch starts now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Is there anything anybody loves more than agreeing with Tausch?
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I got a hunch this isn't going to be concise either.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
I would say that you are pretty easygoing. You're actually probably more easygoing than I am.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, you're not easygoing at all.
Hey!
On 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the Monday edition. The Bear Down Chicago Bears edition. The Bears may still suck, but they sucked less than the Packers yesterday edition. The backing into the playoffs at 11-6 and 1-5 in the division. Carl Brooks' middle finger away from going winless in the division edition. And the, hey, it's all going to be okay. Relax. RELAX. Well, we'll see. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Chase Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And back home again in Sun Prairie. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
Hey, buddy, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Have we overestimated the Green Bay Packers this season? Have we been derelict in our duty on this program to tell people what it is and insight and understanding? Because they're 11-6. They've lost 2 in a row. Ain't no momentum going into the playoffs. Were we just overestimating this team all along? Did we screw up?
You could say you did. I didn't. I thought they'd be better. They are. and they're in the playoffs. I understand everybody's angst about yesterday. Yesterday didn't change anything. It was a nothing burger. And, yes, they would love to them to play better and to go out there. Outside of Jordan Love's injury, yesterday was there were a lot of people on this panel, I believe including you. Oh, don't play anybody. Just go and get ready for the playoffs. And I thought yesterday they were kind of – it was almost like being half pregnant. I don't know what exactly we want to do. Do we want to go full tilt or do we not? And anytime you're indecisive in this league, you get your brakes beat. That's just how it goes. And yesterday, to me, especially on the offensive side of the ball, how long is Josh Jacobs going to play? Oh, is Jordan Love? It just was never going to be I would have loved to have just said we're going to win the game, but. And I don't know what was all said in the locker room, but that was not a fully committed, we're going to go kick the Bears blanks and feel good about what we're at. And if we're a 6 seed, we're a 6 seed. It didn't feel that way. That maybe was how it was expressed. So as far as the whole season goes, disappointing in the fact that you weren't able to beat the Vikings or the Detroit Lions, absolutely. You won 11 games, and I think if you had committed, you end up at 12. That's a heck of a season, guys. So, no, I get it. I don't know if this is a championship team, but, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say, what a disgustingly bad season. We were way over promoting. No. I just am not there. And until this team is knocked out of the playoffs, I still think this has been a good football team. They have not been a great football. They've been inconsistent. And that's what you should expect from a team that's as young and as inexperienced and still growing. You're the guy that always tells me, hey, guys, growth isn't linear. It isn't linear. I mean, how many times have you told me that? This is part of your nonlinear growth. So I guess you can sit here and get pissed off and be all irritated. Great. Go ahead. I'm not there today. I'm just not.
There is a wide swath of space between disgusting, disappointing, whatever it was you just said, season and football team, and where they have ended up in what had been a promising season, right? Like, you were touting them in a what are you rolling your eyes for? If you want to say everything's hunky-dory, go ahead. That's fine. Go right ahead.
Because I'm not saying it's hunky-dory. They're a playoff team that had secured their playoff spot 2 weeks ago, in essence, and you're going to panic and freak out because they lost a glorified preseason game? I'm not there. This is a team that I don't think can go this road. I think this road is going to be too difficult. And had they been able to beat the Detroit Lions a couple weeks ago, I think everything would have changed. It didn't. They didn't. Yeah. And maybe they're not ready to make that. They haven't been a consistent football team. But let's not act like this is some the bad news Bears type team. It's just not.
No one's saying that. They're in the playoffs, but you were touting them as better than the Eagles and better than the Vikings. Who are they better than right now?
I pulled back on the Eagles. They are not better than
They're not better than the Vikings either. And yesterday, they weren't better than the Bears, who are the bad news Bears.
They played
and I don't
Detroit
care if Malik Willis is at quarterback.
I don't. Well, they
are
did.
I don't understand. Help me understand.
What don't you understand?
You're almost. I don't understand where you're coming from today. I guess I expected a little more of a harsh critique.
Yesterday didn't move the needle for me. Jason, I feel the same way I did after they lost to the Vikings. Was I a little bit optimistic probably 6 weeks ago? Yes. I thought it was Detroit and Philly for a vast majority of the season and Green Bay right there with them. I was wrong about that. But I'm not wrong in the fact that there's 7 teams in this deal. Detroit has now put themselves at the top because they don't have to play, and they get to rest. But if you think, let me tell you something, if everybody thought this was such a no-doubter on Sunday, the spread wouldn't have started at 3 or 3.5. I'm sorry. Green Bay can beat Philadelphia. Now, am I going to pick them to? I don't know. But we're sitting here saying there's some huge chasm between both. There's just not. There is a chasm, but it's not a gulf. It's not some monster deal. And yesterday, if you're swayed at all by what you saw yesterday, I'm not in your camp. I can't help you. I'm not swayed. Other than Jordan's injury, yesterday meant nothing.
How about Christian Watson's
It
injury?
didn't. Were you counting on Christian Watson anyways, if we're being fair? Were you?
Yes. Against Philadelphia?
He hasn't been healthy. Jason, he hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been able to contribute. So it's hard for me to say.
That's not true at all. He injured his knee against the Saints.
How many
2
full
or
games
3?
has he gotten through?
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
I was not counting on big things from Chris. When he got hurt the last time, I kind of was thinking this might be his season. So I get it. If you want to sit here and say that they don't have a chance against Philly, great. Go ahead.
That's not what I said. But
camp.
we can't, all right, I'm a little – here's why I'm surprised by this, frankly. Because the guys in the locker room are concerned about the way they're – when Rashawn Gary and Xavier McKinney take control of the post-game, whatever you call that, when LaFleur talks, and get after the team, that's not an indicator to me of it's okay, these guys suck, and we didn't really try that hard. It's not a big deal. This didn't move the needle. Especially when Xavier McKinney does it. Because Xavier McKinney has not done anything like that earlier in the season. Losing Christian Watson when the head coach admits that if Romeo Doubs hadn't been sick, Christian Watson wouldn't have even played. And then he does play, and then he tears his ACL. When the head coach, I don't think it's as egregious as Homer did last night, but bungles the use of the timeout late in the game and then has to admit that he lost the game to his players. When all those things happen against a putrid football team that had lost 10 in a row and whose quarterback threw a bunch of bubble screens and couldn't throw the ball down the field until they needed a game-winning field goal, I think there's more wrong than just, they just lost to the Bears. They were going to be the 6th seed anyway. There is something to the way they're playing. They lost 5 of their 6 games in the division. The last team to do that was the best 4-12 team in NFL history, the team you were on in 2005.
Yeah.
They got 4 of their wins against the worst division in football, the AFC South. I'm not saying they can't beat the Eagles, but they are going to need a perfect performance. They are not as good as we thought they were. They just aren't. Okay. And I was wrong about them. I thought they were better.
So you have them, so they're ranked 7th in the NFC, right? And you can say, well, they had to play a tougher schedule than Tampa and the Rams and all that. They are a tier 2
Is that even true?
In the NFC. They are a tier 2 team. I don't know. You answer it. I am still more bullish than I think some people are. And you can say I'm a homer. Great. They are not in the same level, tier, however you want to look at it, as some of these other teams. But, yes, guys in the locker room need to have that attitude. That's how every time you go out and play, you want to win and you want to do it. But the bottom line is what we saw yesterday was a team, they gave stuff away. They lost to a team they should have never lost to. But I don't know where their urgency level was. And if you want to say that's a problem, great. I'm all for it. You can. But knowing how this works, they will reset and they will give Philadelphia their best shot. And is it going to be enough? Obviously, if they played like they did yesterday, no. Do I think they have more to offer? I do. But they have proven over this season they have not been able to get over the hump against really good teams. Is that going to change? Probably not. But to sit here and act like we're worse than the Bears and that this was some season that was more disappointing, you have to look at this from where they were, what division they were in. They were in one of the best – everybody talking about last night's game, the best regular season – some people said the greatest regular season game of all time. I don't know if I'd go that far. But you have 2 teams that were head and shoulders above the entire rest of the deal that played last night, and 4 of your 5 losses were to those, or yeah, 4 of those 5 losses before last night were to those teams. So I can't sit here and say, "Oh boy, yeah, was it disappointing that they lost to Detroit and Minnesota? They had opportunities in 3 of those 4 games. They're young. You can't have it both ways and say this is a young team and they're a year away, they're growing, it's linear, all this other stuff, and expect them to do all this other stuff. You can't have it both ways, Jason. And I feel like that's kind of where you're at. They had a better year than they did last year. Are they playing as well as they did at the end of the season last year as they did? Obviously, Jordan is not. But I would argue our defense is better than what it was last year. Our special teams are better than what it was last year. Our running game is better than what it was last year. Those 3 things. Jordan Love is not playing as well. The passing game is not as good. All those things can still be true, Jason. And you can say, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Yeah, we don't. That's the beauty of sports.
I'm glad you're putting a happy face on this. I'm glad. That's great. I'm curious to see if our callers...
Is this defense better, playing better?
No. First of all, you're misusing the growth is linear thing. It's not linear. You're misusing that. Our expectations for this team were higher than what they have been. They raised the expectations. They did. And now suddenly, after they lost to the Bears and the Vikings to close out the regular season, now we're saying, oh, well, they're the youngest team in the league again. Like, what are we doing here? Either we have expectations or we don't. And the expectation was they were going to be better than this.
Okay.
Well, no one's saying they didn't improve over last year. Jordan Love is not playing well. We crowned him, and we saw him get a $55 million a year contract.
Not arguing
He's not playing great, even before he got hurt. So all I'm saying is that I'm trying to understand where you're at on this team. Because for a while, you were very high on them, and now that they've played poorly, and look, they beat the Saints, right? They did a great job in that game.
Beat them bad, shut them out.
A very impressive win over a very bad Saints team. But, I'm confused as to how you view them now. I really am. I thought you would be more critical. You got after them after the Vikings game and talked about how Kevin O'Connell ate Matt LaFleur's lunch. How did Matt LaFleur coach yesterday? I don't hear any critique of him.
No, he stunk. What do you want me to sit here and keep beating him down? No, he had a bad. He admitted he butchered it. He was bad yesterday. Do you want me to sit here and continue to pound on Matt? I'm not going to. I've made myself crystal clear.
I just don't understand what you think of this team right now. I don't get it.
Okay, so Jason, here's what I think. They are a better running team than they were last year with Josh Jacobs in this run game. They're better. They're special teams. They have a kicker they know will make kicks. They're special teams.
Anna, you're going to talk about their special teams being better on a day that they gave
better than it was last year.
A punt return for a touchdown when everyone ran to the wrong guy. Today's the day we're going to talk about their special teams being better?
Tough day
Is their kicking game, do you feel better about their kicking game this year than you did last year?
Undeniably.
That's all I'm saying. There was a bad play yesterday, Jason. It happens in the NFL, okay? It's definitely better than what we've seen. Is their defense playing better, and do you think it's in a better spot than what it was last year going into Dallas?
Right up until they lined up safeties behind the line that the Bears needed to get to kick a field goal. Yes. Before that, yes, their defense was playing better.
So I understand all of your angst and all of what is being done. I get everybody's concerns. And my point is, this team, you get in the playoffs. If you find a way to beat Philly, which nobody is going to believe they can. I'm not even sure I believe they can. But if they do, I'm telling you, your tune will be completely different on Monday. And that's all I'm saying on this whole thing. So, and you think they have a puncher's chance, right? You don't think it's like no chance at all?
Again, saying that they have a chance to beat Philly and saying they're playing like garbage to finish the season when last year they went in as the hottest team heading into the playoffs, having won 3 in a row and thinking nobody wants to play them. No one in the NFC bracket is saying, ooh, I don't want to play the Packers. Ooh, I don't want to deal with them right now. They're not.
Not
They're
after
not.
yesterday. Yeah.
Not after the way they started and the way they played most of the game in Minnesota either. They scored 15 fourth-quarter points to get that game to where it was. But for most of the game, their offense was... They were not very good. That's 2 weeks in a row heading into the playoffs. You played 11 years. How many times did you go into the playoffs where you were limping and stumbling and bumbling in and thought, all right, we're in good shape? I'm not saying they can't win. I'm saying this is not, and Matt LaFleur said it, this is not how you wanted to go into the playoffs. But this is our circumstance.
Well, no blank. But I still think this is a team. Jason, who wants to lose to a bad Bears team that hadn't won since the election?
You just said it didn't matter, though. It does matter.
I don't think yesterday's game matters.
How
No,
they played mattered. How they played mattered.
Yeah, I just disagree with you. This was a preseason game. This was a preseason game. That's how it looked to me. That's how they approached it. And whether or not that's how they intended to or not, it is what it is. It didn't change anything of what was going to happen outside of the boys feeling good about where they're at.
Isn't that
These
important?
Guys have played. It is. It is important.
Then what are we talking about here?
But, Jason, had they won yesterday or had they lost, do you think that the confidence in that locker room is shot? Because if you do, then I'll take a lot of credence in what you're saying.
I think there are people in that locker room that are very concerned about how they're playing, yes. I do. And they're not going to say, yeah, I can't believe how badly we're playing this. I'm really worried about what we're going to. They're not going to say that to us. Of course not. But do they think they can't win? Have they are they booking their private jets to go home? No.
That's what it sounds like from you.
No,
that's what it sounds like.
No, come on. Don't do that. I am
You're
telling
doing
you
it
they
to
are
me.
concerned about. They are.
You are?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely
yes,
not.
you are.
Okay.
Oh, you got to win in the Super Bowl.
I want to get some calls, so we'll get to our positives and negatives after Tausch tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Jason, I guess the question I have is nothing changed from yesterday outside of they played a bad game.
Right,
They did.
and that's my like if they and look, Xavier McKinney even said, I don't care if we would have won that game, I'd still feel bad about the way we played.
Yeah.
So, again, you're right. From a perspective of it impacting where they were in the playoff pecking order, it meant nothing. Bupkis, zilch, zero, nada. From the perspective of we didn't beat the Lions, we went to Seattle and won, we beat a really bad Saints team, then we lost to the Vikings.
That almost beat Tampa. That almost beat Tampa yesterday. They did.
That lost to the Vikings and then lost this game. Yep. They do not feel good about how they're playing. They just don't. And that's what matters. How it affected the standings doesn't matter. The way they feel about the way they're playing, I'm telling you, the messaging was not as sunshiny as you are today.
I guess if I'm coming off sunshiny, I'm trying to come off as realistic about what's happening.
Today's
That's what
poll
I'm trying
question, does Tausch come off sunshiny?
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody is feeling sad about the way the Packers' season ended, even though the postseason starts and the game meant really nothing as far as seeding goes. Happy New Year means a lot of rough days ahead for those who do suffer from being sad, seasonal affective disorder. Plenty of gray and frigid days on the horizon where all you want to do is just be snugly and warm at home. It would have been nice for Green Bay to get a home game, but that didn't happen either. Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0 interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. But hurry up. You only have until January 31st, so visit PellaWI.com today to learn more. Certain restrictions do apply.
We'll get to our positives and negatives and yours next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Dog, I can't remember a game that was this good.
Yeah, you know what else would be great right now? Some food from the Great Dane.
I know, but we can't go right now.
Good news! The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is available on DoorDash and Uber Eats. Stay in the game with the full menu delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Order today with DoorDash and Uber Eats or on thegreatdanepub.com. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Mark your calendars. Professional volleyball is coming to Madison with First Serve on January 17th. Led by Madison's newest pro team, Love Madison Volleyball. Get ready for non-stop action as some of the world's best players take the court. Featuring Olympic medalists Lauren Carlini and Annie Drew Schumacher, Love Madison is ready to compete for the season's first championship title. Get your tickets now for this historic first season. Visit lovb.com today. Volleyball is the next major league.
We're on the Packers playoff push.
The Green Bay Packers are still struggling to have an identity.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
Internally, I think Matt LaFleur is still trying to chase who he is going to be and what type of way he wants to coach.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
844-770-3776 is the number. 844-770-3776. We will get to your calls coming up. Tausch, among the many positives you took out of yesterday, what was the biggest one?
Our kicker. He was my dog of the game in the post game. The dude has just been he's been a godsend for this football team, and the fact that I know at the end of the game, and Homer was really difficult or hard on Matt LaFleur for timeouts and everything else that he used and didn't use, and 55 yards in those conditions, and boom, no problem. It makes you feel good that if it seems like, we won't be able to play a close game against Philly because they're just too good, and Green Bay's confidence is too shot. So, but if it does come down to a late kick, I think most of us feel really good about where we're at with the Green Bay kicking game. It was my biggest positive from yesterday.
Yeah, with good
those poor
reason.
Packers, they don't have any chance.
All right.
Write them off. It's over. They stink because they can't beat the Bears in a glorified preseason game. Everybody overreact. That's what we're doing. Jason. Oh, it's a young team that's growth. They don't just grow this way. It's linear. Oh, no. Okay. All right, Jason.
It's not linear. It's not linear. All right.
Retired Navy fella, send your tweet out already because I know it's coming.
So then tell me why they're so concerned.
Because, Jason, you know this, like I know this, and people that have been around locker rooms. Confidence is everything, and that's why I'm concerned. I'm not trying to sit here, and if you notice, I have backed off of that this team is as good or is right there with the big boys. They're not. I said that after Minnesota. They're not there. And the facts are
right,
the facts.
which goes back to the question I asked, which was, did we overestimate them for most of the year? And if you have pulled back on what we thought of them, I'm saying I did too. So that's what I don't understand what we're arguing about, because we both have come to the realization that for much of the year we thought they were better than they have turned out to be.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And for me, it was going to be Green Bay and Detroit. And whoever won the division was going to probably be in a position to have the 1 seed. And you get there, you're in command. Detroit is in command as we sit here because they don't have to play. Everything else, as everybody knows, if you feel good about what your team is, and right now Green Bay doesn't, but I'm telling you right now, you know how you flip that is by having a performance against a team that's going to be rusty, quarterback hadn't played in a month. You win one game in the postseason, everything changes. That's why I poo-poo yesterday, because, yes, your confidence is down. Sometimes that makes you bow up. Now, I don't know how they're going to react and respond to what we saw yesterday. If it's, I don't trust that my teammates are going to be able to get it done. Right now, there's no reason for this team to feel like we get in a close game against a good team, we're going to beat them, because they haven't done it. Fair. I can't argue with you on that. But I just know how this goes, and you saw it last year. They won games. They felt a lot better going into the postseason. I agree with you. They won a game that was a playoff game, and then they beat Dallas. And then they had San Fran on the ropes. Everything changes like that. I say the NFL, everything moves quickly. Well, the postseason's on steroids. Everything moves even hyper quickly. And if you find a way to knock off Philly, I'm telling you right now, conversations are going to be a lot different. But as we sit here today on 1-6, we are not one of the best teams in the NFC. We're not. But that doesn't mean we can't be for that one day. That's it.
Or for 3 days, just the first day of the playoff games, and then when they play the first seeded team, and then when they play in the NFC Championship game. What was your biggest negative, if you have one?
Oh, God. No, I do, and it was our passing game. I don't know what the heck is going on. That, if you want, why do you keep doing that? You're so annoying today. I think, where is our play-action pass game? Like, why are we not, I know LaFleur was all about, it's not about going under center. Get back to going under center, faking that stretch, booting out Jordan, getting some easy throws. Everything looks like you're pulling teeth. It is root canal city when it comes to our passing game. And if you want to be negative Nancy and think we have no chance, that would be your reasoning. But our run game is still good, and I would hope that Matt LaFleur is thinking, you know what, maybe we need to get back to doing some play-action pass and some things that will get guys open and get some easy throws so we can find a rhythm, because there were more scud balls and balls in the dirt and balls sailing. Jordan Love has not been good, guys. I don't know if that's breaking news. He has been inaccurate. He has not taken the whoop. Even in some of the other games, he has not been as good as we needed or hoped for him to be. So that's my concern. And without Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs needs to get back out there. He needs to be that guy that can catch the slants and do some stuff underneath. But without Watson, a Philly is going to go man-to-man, and they're going to say, we saw what Detroit did to Minnie last night. That's what's going to happen. And you better have some big – who's going to cause big plays? Are you going to get Malik Heath out there who did some good things? So if you want to be – this needs to be a heavy dose of Josh Jacobs and play action past these boys to death. If you don't do that, yeah, Monday will be clean-out day. Next Monday will be locker clean-out day if that is not what happens next weekend.
Yeah, when I heard Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love say after the Vikings game that we need to win our one-on-one matchups in the passing game, the first thought I had was, wait a minute, that's what Mike McCarthy used to say, and this offense is predicated on you scheming people open. So are we no longer successfully scheming people open? Is that part of the issue here?
It didn't seem like that. Where are the easy throws? So listen, here's the
correct
deal. Third down on 3rd and 6, you got to win. There isn't scheming stuff open. You scheme guys open on 1st and 2nd down. Matt LaFleur has been really good at that. And by the way, for everybody saying fire Matt LaFleur, even though I know people have written articles about stuff we've said here, Matt LaFleur has not done a great job on things. I have been critical of when I feel like Matt LaFleur is a really good ball coach.
Yeah.
He schemes guys open. For everybody that's crushing him about certain things, by the way, he can be criticized. He's a big boy. He's 6 years in, and some of the stuff that I criticized him about, I will continue to. He won a challenge yesterday. That's a positive. First one of the year. Kudos to you, Matt. But your end-of-the-game management and how you operated stunk. It did. It was bad. It was bad. But that's not the part I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is what you're talking about. He has been so good at getting Tucker Kraft open in the middle, getting those bootlegs, the Kyle Shanahan, all of the stuff that this offense is predicated on. And by the way, now, we have a really good run game. Josh Jacobs, a dog. Emmanuel Wilson ran well yesterday.
He did.
Utilize that. Let's not get into run, 3rd and 6 pass. Hey, let's run some fakes. Let's take some shots. And by the way, then have some stuff underneath. Get 15-yard chunk plays is good too. We're not doing any of that. I hope he's just kind of holding off and saying we're going to wait until Philly. But he needs to be better, and we need to get easier throws, especially if Jordan's not going to be 100%.
Look, we can all agree that just because you play poorly in your last 2 games and lose them does not mean that you can't play well next Sunday at 3:30 Central Time and beat the Eagles on the road. No one is saying, at least not on this panel, that they are incapable of winning. But trends and performances do matter, and the way you go into the postseason does matter. And yes, they were underdogs last year going into Dallas, who had not lost all season at home and who had led the league in scoring. And they played great. But my question is, I don't understand where your optimism comes from for a team who still can't get a pass rush against a guy who was sacked 67 times coming into the game.
Listen, yesterday is not the game to say that.
Just wait. I'm not done.
Okay. All right.
Against a team that is still struggling with its pass rush, against a team or with a team that is struggling with its quarterback being accurate even before he hit his elbow and lost feeling in his hand, with an offense that will no longer have its downfield threat, who even when he didn't get the ball still opened things up for other people. Okay? All those things do matter. They do. And so, can they win? I am not saying it is impossible for them to win. It is not a 0% chance. But I want to know why people feel optimism other than, well, they just won't play that way in the game against the Eagles. What is the basis for your optimism? Because the way they're playing does not lend itself to that.
Yeah, I won't argue with you on that. But I believe in this run game. I think this defense is better and can get after people. I think our front's better than what people think. Now, are they going to get home rushing 4 against Jalen Hurts? They're not. Philadelphia's offensive line 10 times better than what Chicago put out there yesterday. Chicago couldn't run a play, guys. They bubble screamed and tossed everything.
Yeah.
And until Green Bay decides to rush 3 and leave the middle of the field vacant because they think they can't get down there and spike the ball, which was completely idiotic, and everybody admitted to that afterwards. You tossed away a game you shouldn't have, and then you have my guy, my Steinhoffler, horse-collaring people idiotically at the end. So, okay, but would we have really felt that much better had Enagbare not horse-collared him and they won the game 22-21? No, I don't think we would have.
Xavier McKinney said no. But, again, it does feel different when you still win, right? When you find a way to win and your kicker comes through with a 55-yarder, like, it does feel different. And when you sit there and you think on the other side of the what-if game that without Carl Brooks' middle finger, they would have gone winless in the division, that's a tough one to think about. That's all. All right, let's get to your calls because I know, Jesse, I believe.
I don't know where it went from. I think I had this team being better than they were last year. They are.
They are.
They're better.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay, and did we think you said they won't win a Super Bowl? I said, you know what? If they can win the division, I like their chance. If they can't, it's going to be tough sled. It's where they're at. So I'm not sure. We act like they can't have a bad game. Well, yeah, Jason, 17 weeks. I was marveling, outside of the Detroit first game where they stunk for most of it, how this team beat every team they were supposed to, and there were no real full-game clunkers a la Jacksonville versus the New Orleans Saints 38-3. There were none of those all season. Mm-hmm. That ain't easy to do. This team is better than what they showed yesterday. Will they show that Sunday? I don't know. It's a young team that's still growing. It's linear. It's a linear
deal. It's
deal.
not linear. We're going to go straight linearly to the phone lines next. 844-770-3776. I'm dying. There has been a bunch of text messages that Jesse has shown from the Carbless Talk and text line. We didn't read any of them on the air, but I'm really curious what's piling up in that inbox presented by Carbless. Lists is more, and there's more text than we know what to do with. We'll get to your calls on the Carbless Talk and text line, 844-770-3776. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Texas, Ohio State at the Capital One Orange Bowl. Penn State, Notre Dame at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. The semifinals of the college football playoff. Coverage begins Thursday and Friday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Looking for the most popular answer. What's the worst thing about Wisconsin winters? Gina Della from Pella.
Finding a sitter when snow closes school. Yay! It's the time of the year when we just want to be all warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Happy New Year and happy new engagement. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. You have heard me talk about corporate, fundraising, and even casino events, but we are also amazing wedding DJs. Never cheesy and always the perfect fit for the perfect couple. Please let us help you narrate your wedding day love story while playing an amazing soundtrack that will rock your dance floor. Create lifelong memories of your one special day. Do it right and do it with celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
The number 7 just got a whole lot luckier because of Pizza Hut's $7 Deal Lovers menu. Enjoy all your Pizza Hut favorites from pizza, pasta, boneless wings, melts, cheese sticks, desserts, and so much more. All for $7 each when you buy 2 or more. With this lucky deal, you don't have to choose between great taste and great value. You can have both at Pizza Hut. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
This is Madison's new home of Milwaukee Brewers baseball.
Churiel, a high fly ball. Back, track, bye, baseball!
100.5 ESPN, your new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Get to your call. 844-770-3776. Let's start in Boca Raton.
Morty?
Del Boca Vista. It's Nick in Boca Raton. Nick, good morning. What do you got for us?
Hey, gentlemen. Good morning. How are you guys? Thanks for taking my call.
Of course, of course. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm, a little bit concerned about the Packers going into the playoffs just because the way that they've been playing over the last 2 games. I have a question for Tausch about Matt LaFleur. Do you think that Matt LaFleur has been hesitant to show all his stuff after we clinched the playoffs? Like, it seems like he hasn't been showing all his stuff. Is he concerned about putting things on tape and holding stuff back? What do you think?
Because he's definitely not showing much.
Thanks for the call. No, I don't think he's holding things back. I think there's been some poor execution in the pass game, and I don't know what the rationale. I'm sure there's probably some trinkets that he's going to show. Yesterday, I think you put the Malik Willis out with Jordan Love to get the Philadelphia Eagles to have to practice that. That's
Right.
why you do that.
Yep,
I don't think
agreed.
that's fun. That's a little preseason-y-ish to me.
Yep.
So, but no, as far as is he going into that game yesterday saying, "Well, we're not going to put any of the good stuff in"? No, they wanted to win. I just don't know where the mentality of the team was. Josh Jacobs saying before the game that he didn't expect to get a ton of carries. You can't be half in on this. It makes it really tough. And that's why I'm more optimistic, Jason, than I think you are, because I don't know what the approach was from yesterday other than it was not fully committed to what they were trying to do. I didn't feel like everybody was on board with that, and that's how you lose to a team that can only throw bubble screens and tosses. So that's the part of it. So I don't think, to answer your question, it's not, well, Matt LaFleur's holding everything back. No. There are things to be majorly concerned about in this passing game. I'm concerned about it.
Yeah,
Minnesota game, it's
Matt
68
LaFleur on
yards
the
or whatever
passing
it was
game.
through three quarters.
Matt LaFleur on the passing game. It hasn't been good.
Yeah.
It's extremely frustrating right now.
Yeah, I'm with him. On that.
Again, for those that tuned in late, this is what I'm talking about in terms of my estimation of where this team is. When the coach is saying that going into the playoffs, and your argument is, well, we can just flip the switch, or it's the playoffs, it's a new season, we're 0-0.
It is.
That's a tough argument to make when your own coach is talking about the passing game as extremely frustrating, and it's not very good right now.
So I'm sure you, being a good reporter that you are, said, well, what's frustrating about it? Why has it been like this? Why is it regressed?
So
what did he say when you asked that follow-up?
No, that's the question today, because I would have gotten I've got to look at the film. You know I would have. You know I would have. And you know that I'm going to ask that today. So on the other part of this, and again, one of the other things that bothered me about...
That's good, Jesse. One concerned caller, 0 not concerned.
Make sure you tune in on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter so you can watch the video stream. In addition to the timeout, time management at the end of the game, which obviously Homer was up in arms about.
That was not good.
There were two other things that Matt LaFleur acknowledged that I thought, One, during the week, he talked about what a colossal mistake it had been to tell the 2021 team going into the Detroit game to close out the regular season that the starters were only playing the first half, and they were half-assed as a result. Okay? But then yesterday he says the idea was to get up big and then get guys out of the game. So he said after the game. So clearly they had some idea that was the plan.
Well, Josh Jacobs' quote before the game let you know that.
Right. So it was a mistake in 21.
That's my half-pregnant.
Isn't it a mistake in 24?
That's the half-pregnant bit, and that's where you have to be decisive. And Philly took a lot of heat for not having Saquon set, but he was Wednesday or Thursday. I was like, no, they're not playing. I know it's a tough decision. It's not easy to figure that out, but you have to be very decisive as a head coach on what your approach is going to be. You can have in your mind, you could say, we are going to go and we're going full tilt. That's what we're doing. And then you can pull back. I always say it's a lot easier if you're a horse trainer to have to pull back than to continue to hit and to go, right? So just say, we're going. And then you, as a group, as coaches, can say, all right, well, hey, you know what, Josh Jacobs, we want to get him 12 carries. We want to have him do this. And then if somebody gets hurt, like we saw yesterday, you're going to get judged. And that's the hard part of this gig. But that's why you're a big boy, and that's why you get paid big boy dollars.
And the other part that I didn't like was when Rob Domofsky asked him if Watson being active was related to Romeo Doubs being sick and inactive.
I hope that's not true.
And the answer was that had a lot to do with it.
Ugh.
And what bothers me about that, look, I'm not saying that he tore his ACL because he had a sore left knee. I don't know that. I am not an exercise physiologist.
Are we sure he's got a torn ACL? I'm sure.
No, I don't know that for certain. I was told
that 3 times
because I'm fairly confident that that's what occurred here.
Okay.
But if you weren't going to play him if Romeo Doubs wasn't sick, then just have 4 wide receivers active, and if you have to go.
Get Musgrave in there. Do a little 12 personnel.
Use a
Let's
tight.
go.
You got 4 tight ends active. You got Fitzpatrick, Musgrave, Kraft, and my guy Chipotle Ben Sims. You don't need to have. If you had reservations about playing Christian Watson and his dad, with a comment yesterday on social media about making the choice for the team and then turning out the way it did, like, what are we doing here? Yeah. That, I thought, was a pretty damning admission from the head coach.
I don't like that at all. I was very surprised watching the inactives come out that he was going to play. Because to me, even if he's limited when you go to Philly, having him available as a decoy or having him available for if he's not healthy completely,
like he was against Dallas,
is a game changer from a coverage standpoint. So that part, I can agree with you on all 3 of those, and that comes down to, the questions and where Matt LaFleur is at. He's rightfully taken a lot of criticism today.
All right, we'll get to more of your calls
But he won
coming.
a challenge. I thought his emotional capabilities yesterday were a lot better. I thought he held himself together in a good way.
Yeah, well, he must have read that column that it quoted you extensively. What they did not quote you about was your love of Quick Trip, which I felt like that was a missed opportunity to get in somewhere in that story. Chicken, chicken, chicken.
Well, Jason, life's busy. Quick Trip, we get it at Quick Trip. Whether you're craving fresh coffee, I got a little bit. A tasty bakery treat. A quick grab-and-go meal or snack. Quick Trip is your go-to. Variety and quality fast service. Quick Trip's team is all about making your day easier and better, from clean restrooms to fresh groceries and everything in between. Quick Trip's got you covered. Plus ATMs, free air for your tires. But those aren't the only perks. You get bananas and jumbo onions. And guess what? Potatoes! They're back, all 29 cents a pound. Plus, you get the Quickery breakfast sausage links, $2.49 for a 12-ounce pack. Nature's Touch shredded or block cheese, 2 for $4. You get Quickery snack pies, 5 for $5. Wow, that is a deal. And don't forget about their chicken. $6.99 whole roasted chickens on Mondays and an 8-piece tender or bone-in for $9.99. Heat them up cold, whatever you need. And winter days with soup bags. I love a good soup in the wintertime, man. I'll tell you what now. You get that, or you can get $6.99 cheese mountain pizzas on Thursdays and Fridays for thin crust, $9.99 for specialty. Download the Quick Rewards app today. Take advantage of all Quick Trip has to offer. Order ahead for pickup or curbside. Quick Trip. We'll see ya next time.
We'll get to more of your calls on the Carbless Talk and Text line next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Going back to the days when I was a kid participating in the Book It program, I've always loved Pizza Hut. Now I love picking up delicious food from Pizza Hut as I make new memories with my family. And one of the great things about Pizza Hut is the number 7, as in their $7 Deal Lovers menu. You can now enjoy all your Pizza Hut favorites like pizza, boneless wings, pasta, melts, cheese sticks, desserts, and more for just $7 each when you buy 2 or more. Want a medium one-topping pizza? A chicken, bacon, Parmesan melt? Chocolate donut bites? Order them all for just $7 each. How about an order of 8-piece boneless wings? Chicken Alfredo pasta? $7 each. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com. The $7 Deal Lovers menu, only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Down to 4 in the college football playoff. Barry Alvarez excited for the Big Ten showing. Coach dove into why the conference representation just means more.
I think Ohio State has an excellent chance. Penn State is right there. They'll compete with them. I like the fact they're both league teams. So I don't like the championships going south. We have a number of teams in our league, and include Notre Dame in that I think are very strong.
The Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez, streaming Mondays at 6 on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel.
Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Purchase your tickets, grab some friends, and get to the Sylvie on Monday, February 24th for Andy North Trivia Night, presented by Exact Sciences. Enjoy a fun and inspiring evening of trivia, music, food, and refreshments while helping to raise money for UW Carbone Cancer Center. This fun and inspiring event is hosted by Andy North, and in addition to the trivia, the lineup includes a silent auction, celebrity appearances, and prizes. Doors open at 6 p.m. Visit AndyNorthAndFriends.com to buy your tickets. Past year's events have sold out quickly, so get your tickets today.
Are you frustrated because you can't seem to lose that unwanted weight or keep it off long term? It may not be your fault. Your metabolism might be sabotaging your results. We found that clients on average had a metabolic age 27 years older than their actual age. If that's you, how much harder would it be to lose or maintain your weight? At Madison Weight Loss, our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. To learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. If you're looking to find success achieving a new weight loss goal in 2025, do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day. A new you in this new year.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and be empowered with the proven tools to keep it off once and for all. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Watch every ESPN Madison show live every day. Subscribe to ESPN Madison on YouTube for live video of every show and exclusive content. Just search ESPN Madison.
Let's get back to the phones. Now, let's just say this. If our next caller from what some are saying is the 51st state decides to be negative in his call, then we got problems. Let's go north of the border to Canada, which I certainly hope we're not taking over, and talk to Ricardo. Ricardo, good morning. Be that ray of sunshine you always are.
Of course, buddy. It's playoff season, baby. What else is there not to be excited about? There is only 14 teams. 14. You can go to Ohio. There's 3 teams there crying. Go to Florida. There's more teams crying. We are in the playoffs, baby. We're in the dance. We may have another girlfriend, but we're at the dance. That's all that matters, okay? So listen. Can we beat Philadelphia? You bet your ass we can. You know why? Because you need to accentuate the positives and hide the negatives. Our passing game is not playing very well right now, but we can run the damn ball. Our defense, our front four, they're not getting home. But when we blitz, we have a pretty good pressure rate, all right? We can do it because we got to do it.
Yep.
There's nothing else to it but to do it, all right? Are we playing the best round? No. And I tell you this, and I can't call it again for the rest of the week. The game is going to come down to Matt LaFleur. And what I mean by that is this. In the first quarter, we'll tell off the hop. If he goes in there clutching his fist and not play loose and free and aggressive game plan, we will lose the game. We are the away team. We need to go and steal a victory and take the victory. They will not give it to us, all right? So none of this dinking and diving, and we need to play aggressively, 3 wideouts, down the field, push the ball, all right? Hell, there is no going home. Now the bullets are real. We need to do it. There is no tomorrow, okay? So whatever happened yesterday, I don't even think about yesterday, all right? The past is the past. You're undefeated. It's a 0-0 for everybody, okay? This is a new season. It's a new game plan. It's a new time to win. Can we win the Super Bowl? You're damn right, because there's 14 teams in the playoffs, and we're one of them. That's what we need to think about going forward. The time to be negative will be if we're eliminated from the playoffs. Not right now, okay? We need to push forward.
Amen.
We need to give them as much momentum as possible. It's the playoffs, baby. Anything can happen. Woo!
Atta baby, Ricardo. So a couple things, though. He kind of counterbalanced himself a little bit there. I agree with him when he said, well, the passing game is struggling. You pound the football, but then you don't go 3 wides and air it out. Like, there's a balance there. This needs to be – I think Josh Jacobs needs to be 30-plus. If we're going to win, he needs to have 30 touches on Sunday. And you need to get the play action. This needs to be a Kraft Jacobs game. That's it. Those two need to be the dogs, and then you need to get some turnovers from – I think Jalen Hurts is going to be rusty. I think Xavier McKinney's going to get him. I think you're going to see the defense is going to have at least 2 turnovers, and if that happens, they'll beat Philly. Those are big asks, but we have 2 dudes that have been really great pickups, and they need to be the elevators if you're going to find a way to beat Philly Sunday.
I was expecting a little more substance to Ricardo's boosting comments.
I liked it, though. Fired up.
Yeah, he's fired up. They're in the dance. Mike and Madison on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Momentum is a state of mind. And it was disheartening for Jordan Love to say, but does it matter regarding the loss? Yes, it does matter, Jordan. A win is positivity that carries throughout preparation for the playoffs. Tausch, I want you to address this, then we'll get to more calls. Mentality-wise, okay, you're an analyst now. You're not a player. Correct. Is your positivity that you have delivered this morning you as an analyst, or is that how you would be feeling if you were still the starting right tackle instead of Zach Tom?
I think if I'm in that locker room, I'm concerned, but I'm also excited if I know the guys in the locker room and how they respond. This has been a team that has not had a ton of adversity. They've had a couple of tough losses. It's been that kind of season. You know the guys you have in that locker room, and there is just a big difference. Once that postseason hits, it's a new era, new game, and I think it will be of utmost importance. And, Jess, you can put this down for Friday's show. Key to the game is needing to start fast and because that positivity and that belief, that is a really important thing. I think it's really important for young teams, especially in the beginnings of seasons, to get a little confidence going, because confidence is in every sport. Don't care if it's youth hockey, if it's college football, whatever. It is a vital thing, but you can recapture it. Mm-hmm. It's not some fleeting thing that just goes. It can get away from you, and it's too late, but it is something that can be recaptured. Green Bay has to recapture it, and I do believe you got a bunch of good dudes that can recapture it. And I think there is enough talent to win. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm optimistic. But the facts are the facts. This passing game and where we're at, I don't know where Jordan's at health-wise. It sounds like he's going to be able to play. Mm-hmm. Sounds like it's more of a nerve thing than anything else. So if that's alleviated from the conversation, Now we got to figure out how can we get you to perform and be more efficient than what you've been. That needs to be a collaboration between Matt and Jordan.
We'll get to more of your calls to kick off the 10 o'clock hour in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers fall 24-22 at the hands of the Chicago Bears in the Week 18 finale at Lambeau Field yesterday. First time the Bears have won at Lambeau since 2015. First time the Bears have beat the Packers since 2018, snapping a streak of 11 consecutive wins for the Packers in the series. After the game, head coach Matt LaFleur describing the loss as sloppy.
I would say a kind of a sloppy game all in all. Had far too many miscues. We knew going into the game that you better win the ball. And we had the two turnovers that one of them certainly led to points. The other one we busted the protection and as we're driving in the second half and coughed it up there.
Plenty to take away from yesterday's game as the Packers now get set to visit the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card round of the playoffs this Sunday at 3:30, televised on Fox. Reactions continue all day today on 100.5 ESPN and live video streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, including with more Wilde and Tausch straight ahead right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Let's get back to your calls. 844-770-3776. Packers lose to the Bears for the first time under Matt LaFleur. Jordan Love leaves the game with a right elbow injury. Ulnar nerve, causing his hand to go numb. That was not great, Bob.
No.
Could have returned, but after watching Christian Watson possibly, most likely, tear his ACL on a non-contact injury, Matt LaFleur said, no, I don't think we need to put Jordan back in there. At one point, both their quarterbacks had hand injuries.
Well, I was going to say Malik Willis took one of the biggest shots you're ever going to see. I don't know if they were supposed to leave that dude unblocked.
I don't believe they were.
It looked like he split his sternum in half. That looked violent.
And not only that, but on his fantastic throw to Malik Heath, who makes a great catch to get them in position for that touchdown, he injures his hand, and then on the two-point conversion, he can't grip the ball. Which,
not great.
Not what you're looking for on a two-point conversion play when you choose to pass.
You know what I loved about yesterday, too? It just, and again, I know this isn't a Bears show. The Bears go for 2 to go up 9, which, by the way, I totally disagree. I understand the premise, but I think it's idiotic.
Yeah.
And then they get a penalty to move it closer, and they decide to kick.
And then they kick, yeah.
That tells you that tells you that there's no actual principle behind the analytics of what the hell they're talking about. Because
no doubt.
Okay. All right, we're on the same page.
Let's go to Eric in Green Bay. Eric, good morning. Thanks for holding on. What do you got for us?
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Hey,
Great.
Eric.
How are you?
Doing all right. Currently feeding a baby a bottle right now. So during the commercial break, kind of doing that clock management of how much milk do we have left versus when is this call going to happen. So we'll hope I have a better clock management than LaFleur yesterday at the end.
Well, not a very high bar.
Has LaFleur become McCarthy with clock management?
We're all in this sucker together.
I can't believe I can't believe I'd ask that question. But go ahead, Eric.
I was going to say this is coming from a program that famously doesn't always have the best clock management too. So we'll kind of scoot that aside.
Very frustrating.
It's a fair criticism. You want us to argue with Eric? He's right.
Eric,
right,
your
so
point,
we'll
please.
hop right into negatives right away. And for me, the biggest thing too was, and for background, I am a physical therapist. When I saw that Christian Watson was coming in yesterday, last minute, my fear was that it was related to Romeo Doubs. And that, again, it's one of those things like, is the bone bruise directly related to the ACL? Probably not. But if you are compensating, you are more likely to have other injuries, even to the opposite leg. From the look of that injury, it looked, again, non-contact, it looked very ACL-y. Jason, I know you mentioned yesterday that they can do a couple tests. You mentioned a drawer test, that's an anterior drawer test, otherwise a Lockman test. And on the field, the athletic trainers and therapists can do a pretty good job. If it's positive, it's one of those things that's going to show pretty quick. You can have a false negative, similar to what Tausch had back in the day with his MCL. But it's one of those tests that if it's positive, you kind of know early. And then looking at the body language of him leaving the field, oof. And lastly with that, it just the tough thing for Christian Watson, even beyond the playoffs, obviously, because that's a pretty easy narrative. You just feel for the guy. He's going to be due for a contract, eligible for a contract extension today. And the fact that he went out there with his buddy Romeo going down and said, you know what, I'm going to suit up in a game that's pretty meaningless, it again speaks a lot on his character. So it's tough to see bad things happen to good people.
Yeah, it undeniably is. Thanks for the call, Eric. Look.
Well, just wait, Eric, concerned, not concerned? Are you, I mean, yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, for ACL?
Concern's going to win this.
No, are you concerned about the team right now?
The team.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say ACL. Very concerned. For the team right now, it's one of those things right now. We talked a lot about momentum, and I think had we either committed to playing all backups and just kind of, taking the approach the Chiefs did yesterday, then it's kind of like a preseason game. It's whatever. But the fact that we were kind of half in, half out, and we had enough guys trying that
can't be half pregnant.
Now that you lost the way you did, if the mindset was to go in and get up by 100 and then put in the backups, we certainly didn't do that. It's not like we were winning when Jordan Love went out and when Watson went out. So there's concern.
Thanks for the call, Eric. So Ricardo counts as not concerned only because his default setting is that he's never concerned, and it's the playoffs.
Did that sound like a guy concerned to you? It sure didn't to me.
Sounded like a guy who's unfailingly positive, going through a number of negatives during his call, which may, for Ricardo, count as concerned. Let's keep going with the calls. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Tuck and text line. Let's go to Jeremy in Florida. Jeremy, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. Are you concerned or are you not concerned?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
Hey, man, I'm concerned, but I'm concerned more from the top down, guys. I know Goody's done a great job, but just looking from last year's draft, man, we got tackle Jordan Morgan, didn't play our year. Edrin Cooper, we criminally used him, we underused him. Safety Javon Bullard, we used him too much. He wasn't ready. Marshawn Lord, we didn't play at all on IR season. Tyron Hopper, the linebacker from Missouri. We should have saw him. We didn't see him all year, basically. Evan Williams, our fourth rounder, was our best draft pick, and he was a fourth rounder. Our offensive tackle, Jacob Monk, barely saw him. Ketan Oladapo, we barely saw him. Michael Pratt's no longer with us. Cornerback Kalen King, with all the injuries, he never got moved up from the practice squad so we could see him. So we got one player on there, Evan Williams, the only player that actually contributed to this year's success.
And Cooper,
then we got Matt LaFleur.
Cooper's been good.
Then we got Matt LaFleur, who we got the ball back with the interception. Matt LaFleur is hiking the ball at 20 seconds instead of telling Malik, hey, run the clock down to 3 seconds, hike the ball. Why did the Bears get the ball back with like 50-something seconds on the clock? And then lastly, Jeff Hafley on the defense. Why are we running prevent defense with guys at the end zone waiting on a touchdown as if they don't need 3 points to score? So I'm very concerned because it's more top down.
Yeah, so Jeremy, I think there's a couple things you addressed there. Look, draft classes. First of all, I think Edgerrin Cooper has been fantastic. He makes a lot of mistakes, and so they've been trying to find the sweet spot between he makes a lot of plays and he makes a lot of mistakes. And I think they've actually done a pretty good job of that because you heard him even after the Minnesota game where he had 4 tackles for loss. Matt LaFleur talking about how it was a mixed bag of Gardettos, his performance. So I'm okay with that. Evan Williams has been great. They miss him. They need him back this week, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not. So they feel there's been some good things there. Now, the 2 things that I want to address. Last one first. I don't understand why. Look at the wide view of the defense on the final completion to set up the field goal. Jeremy is right. They are playing beyond the 30-yard line. Now, they're not playing down at the goal line for a Hail Mary necessarily, but they're way too far. They're way too deep. I don't understand it. So that's a fair critique. Now, my question to you, Tausch, because Homer was very riled up about the timeout and the clock management before the go-ahead field goal. Now, if you are going to criticize Matt LaFleur for being indecisive there on a 55-yard field goal and calling the timeout, I understand that, okay? But I don't have a problem with them snapping the ball on the third down play with 20 seconds left because I don't think with Malik Willis at quarterback, they know what they're going to have. And I'm not sure that Matt LaFleur, despite pregame kicking, which according to Bill Huber, Brandon McManus made one from 58 yards during pregame warmups. Matt LaFleur wasn't sure if he wanted to kick it there. That's why he called the timeout. Nope. And did he get frazzled by the fact that the 3rd down and 2 play lost 2 yards to then leave them on 4th and 4? He was thinking he had to go for it. And then he calls the timeout. Rich Bisaccia and Brandon McManus convince him to kick it. They do. He makes it. My issue is the way they handled it defensively. We're not crushing LaFleur for his time management if they execute better defensively. Does he deserve criticism for his time management? No doubt. No doubt. Indecisive? No doubt. But Tausch, help us understand from your perspective as a former player, how badly did LaFleur bungle that situation, in your estimation?
Yeah, it was bungled. I also give a little bit of grace because that's a long kick. I think they assumed they'd get the first down, run the clock out, and go about their business.
Right.
But you have to be ready for every situation. You have to understand, well, we don't get anything. Are we kicking it here? Do we run it down? You force Chicago to use that last timeout because if they do that, then they don't get in position. All of those things are in play. And Matt LaFleur, I think Matt LaFleur has done a really good job of getting the ball back before end of half. I think he is aggressive, and I think this was a scenario where it was no man's land. And if you play tennis or pickleball, you don't want to be in no man's land. You either get up to the net or you stay back. You don't want to be in that middle. That was where they were at. So with all that said, don't get a horse collar tackle. The inexcusable part was the end. You know You can't give up a sideline throw, and you know you can't give up the middle of the field. You know it takes about 10 to 12 seconds because we had a play, and the Bears didn't even do this, called the church play. You catch it over the middle, go to a knee, set the ball, give it so you can set it up quick and spike the ball and go get a kickoff. Mm-hmm. They didn't even run that. So if you're Valentine there, hold them up. Don't take them to the ground. You have to teach that too. None of that was just PP execution in all accounts. That's what that was.
PP Longstocking, am I right? Let's get to. Come on, you're the PP. Never mind. A text from the talk and text line.
It's Pippi Longstocking.
Well, I had to adjust it to fit what you said.
Oh well, that didn't make any sense to me. So
Jesse, did that make sense to you?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Oh,
let's go to the text line.
New year, same old blank. I see. Okay, I get it.
Respectfully disagree with Tausch, says Boomer in Chicago on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Yesterday was important. Doesn't matter how bad the opponent was. This team has been plagued by offensive slow starts and inconsistency, brutal penalties, and failure to get off the field defensively in key moments. This was their last chance to prove they could clean it up, and they failed miserably. Why should we think they do it next week in the playoffs when they couldn't all year? Holding out hope they'll pull off a win, but confidence is at an all-season low, says poor Boomer in Chicago.
Pull it.
Now surrounded
Pull it what Boomer
by
just
Bears
said.
fans.
I don't know if Boomer's got a text handle. Is confidence at an all-time low for this season for this football team? I'm fascinated to find that answer.
Okay, well, we'll have dueling polls because since we have our tote board on the video stream, I polled, are you concerned about the Packers heading into the playoffs after the way they closed the regular season with back-to-back losses?
Jason. Everybody's concerned. It's just the level of what concern level is. Are you at NORAD 5 or NORAD 1?
Oh,
that's
so
where
you are
this is.
So you would acknowledge that you are concerned.
Yeah, I've never said I'm not concerned. I went from this team is up there with Detroit and Philly, and now I can't say that. But to say, I guess I want to nestle in that the expectations now, nuzzling. The expectations are low. That's a good thing when you're an underdog. You have that underdog approach. I didn't want to be in that position, but that's where we're at. But this all is gone, hope is lost. It's just not where I'm at because if we not watched NFL games, do we not know what can happen? Of course we do. That doesn't mean it always will, but to sit here and crown the Eagles after a quarterback's been out for a month, I wouldn't be so crowny if I was anti-Packerland. And I'm not anti-Packerland. And I can see how that can get misconstrued.
Oh, I can see.
You misconstrued me.
Sure, I'm a misconstruer.
I don't think yesterday is going to indicate whether or not we're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And that was where I'm coming from right after the game, and I still believe that. The issues this team has had, Jason, it's not just a Bear game deal. It's an all-season deal. And that you can be concerned about. But the fact that we lost to the stinking Bears yesterday is at the bottom of my list as far as concerns go.
Yeah. Not that they lost, it's how they lost.
Did I make myself clear?
Crystal, is your confidence in the Packers heading into the playoffs at the lowest it has been all season? That's what I'm asking?
Ooh, I think everybody's going to say yes, and it's fascinating to me because we lost to the Bears. I just can't get on board with that. But it's a fair point because of the injury. But so let's make sure we remind people that your starting quarterback after, I would say, the second to last play of the game in Brazil would be where my confidence was at when we thought Jordan Love was out for the season. There are other moments, even though it feels like 6 years ago, that this team had to withstand and go through. And by the way, they came out of it pretty good for the most part.
Yes, and all season low, no, it's not that low. Those are the questions that are on the Twitter feed for you to answer our poll questions. We'll get them into the YouTube comments as well. 844-770-3776. That is the talk and text line, the carbless talk and text line. Tausch, tell us about what American Family Insurance has going on before we get to more calls.
Well, it is still the season of giving. This year you can double your impact for the thousands of children receiving top-notch care over at the American Family Children's Hospital. Sarah and I, we have teamed up with American Family Insurance to raise funds for the American Family Children's Hospital virtual toy drive. Proceeds go towards therapeutic play supplies for pediatric patients, and American Family Insurance will match donations all the way up to $50,000. We're almost there. Head over to AmFam4Kids, that's for the number, AmFam4Kids.org to donate today. You have until the 17th, so we got about 10 days left. We've almost accomplished our goal, so if you have it in you, head over to AmFam4Kids.org.
More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Nothing makes you feel better than entering the playoffs off back-to-back losses as the Packers fall to the Chicago Bears Sunday at Lambeau Field in the regular season finale. The Packers finished the regular season with a record of 11-6, meaning they will be the 7th seed in this year's NFC playoffs for the second year in a row. And they will head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles next Sunday afternoon. The Packers finished the season 1-5 in NFC North play, the first time they've done that in 20 years. Not ideal. Packers-Eagles, Sunday. I'm Alex Strope.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Happy New Year and happy new engagement. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. You have heard me talk about corporate, fundraising, and even casino events, but we are also amazing wedding DJs. Never cheesy and always the perfect fit for the perfect couple. Please let us help you narrate your wedding day love story while playing an amazing soundtrack that will rock your dance floor. Create lifelong memories of your one special day. Do it right and do it with celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, you know, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
But not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Outside in. That's what we call our Siding Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the stuff defending the outside of your home against Wisconsin's weather displayed inside. Many siding options and colors, plus full display of Pella windows and patio doors, and roofing too. Wisconsin's own Siding Unlimited, 4-time National Pella Platinum Premier Contractor of the Year, and proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, awaits you inside our showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. SidingUnlimited.com.
When you're having computer problems, you need a company you trust to get things working again, quickly and affordably. Madison Computer Works has been doing that for business and residential customers for decades. Our computer care plans take away the hassle of being without your computer or needing to bring it in for repair. Starting at only $10 a month, our local and friendly techs provide remote help and can fix most problems in just minutes. Call 608-231-8000 and sign up today. Madison Computer Works, computers that work for you.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Something special is brewing at ESPN Madison.
Swinging a fly ball to left, to the wall, gone!
You're listening to Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Keep rolling with the calls. Both poll questions in the field. Lots of comments in the YouTube dwelling on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison. We'll get to a few of those. And, of course, I'm sure Jesse has been inundated with text messages on the carbless.
Jason, quick question for you before
line.
we get back to calls.
Yes, sir.
I'm seeing this a lot. Let's say we go to Philly, and as you and many people, I don't know what you're going to predict because you don't predict. Let's say Philly boat races us. Is Matt LaFleur on the hot seat?
Really?
I'm asking you. I'm seeing it a lot. I think there's no chance, but I do think if this thing ends and Philly beats the heck out of us, there are going to be a lot of people questioning Matt LaFleur.
There are. That doesn't mean that they're right. Look, has he made mistakes? Yes. Were your points about his emotions valid? Absolutely. And I was talking to their VP of Communications, Jason Wallers, yesterday about this. I told him, look, I wanted to talk to LaFleur about that. But I didn't want to put him on blast at the podium because I thought he would answer it better. Well, now we're into the playoffs. This is something that I do want to sit down with him after the season, whenever it ends, whether it's Sunday or later, and talk about the ways in which he needs to improve as a coach. And I do want to address that in a straightforward manner.
Sure.
Like I don't want to rip him without talking to him. So do I think that there is room for criticism for Matt LaFleur? Abso-blanken-lutely there is. The idea that they would be better off with someone else coaching them,
that's crazy.
There would be a line around the block if he became available to all these teams that are firing coaches. And what I always think about on Black Monday is I understand that it's disappointing when you lose. I understand it's going to be disappointing when they don't make it to the Super Bowl because that is not my expectation. But that doesn't mean that the continuity and the quality and the process that they go through to build this team is wrong. So if there's a segment of the fan base that thinks he sucks and his seat should not only be fired but he should be booted. And then there's also a group mysteriously that thinks they'd have a better chance to win with Malik Willis at quarterback right now. And nobody likes Malik more than me. But come on now. Come on. Really? So I have higher expectations for the people that listen to this program.
Okay.
That to think that they should fire Matt LaFleur. I can't be that guy.
I'm going to tell you right now, if things go south quickly on Sunday and it's a beatdown, I'm going to promise you Monday you're going to hear people calling for that. I can guarantee you that. And again, not saying I feel that way or you feel that way, but I like listening to fans. It's not their job to do that. It's our job. And I do think that there is a certain part of the fan base, however small it is, that are starting to question where Matt LaFleur is at with this, leading this football team. And yesterday was a bad day for Matt. It just was. But Sunday can be a glorious day. Sunday can be the biggest win since last year's first playoff game.
Right.
If he
and you're right.
Find a way to do it.
That's back-to-back weeks that have been bad days for Matt.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go to Tim in West Bend. Tim, good morning. Thanks for holding on. What do you got, buddy?
Good morning. Patient with me. I got a lot here. Okay, number one, clock management. Very, very, very disappointing. That was very much Mike McCarthy-ish. And on a side note, I wish Mike would have won yesterday because I would like to see him stay in Dallas for a long, long time. No need to say more about that. Tausch, you're becoming a little bit of a homer. I think you're too positive about how things are going and, it'll just be fine and we just settle down. No, it's not. 3 weeks ago, we were considered the cream of the crop. I mean, we were saying, those 3 and 4 teams don't deserve to be there. They're lucky they're in the divisions they are. Now, nobody's afraid to play the Packers, and it's an attitude thing. They need to play more. You think about I watched some of Detroit. I've been watching more of them, and they play like their hair's on fire. That's how the Packers need to play. You were around in 2010 when the Packers eked into the playoffs. They played like their hair was on fire. The second half of the Super Bowl with the Patriots when they were down 28-0, they played like their hair was on fire. That's how they need to play. The last time the Packers were fun to watch was the last 2 minutes of the Vikings game, which they played. How did they play? Like their hair
with their hair on fire.
Yeah.
Yes. They need that kind of attitude. They need more Dan Campbell and less Mike McCarthy. I mean, they need to draw up and design up plans that are fun, that are chancy, that are out there wild on the outskirts of norm. That's what they need to do. Did you see how Chicago fooled us on that punt yesterday?
I did.
That's the kind of stuff they need to do. Am I wrong?
No. So with all that said, and I'm not going to fight you on the homer part. I do still think they have a chance. Do you think they have a shot at beating Philly next week, or do you think it's over?
If they change their attitude, if he comes through the door and says, hey, I had it all wrong, here's what we need to do. I mean, you think about Dan Campbell. They got a lot of injuries. Why do they have a lot of injuries? Because their players play their heart out for him. And, I mean, they believe in the guy. I mean, the guy, I'm not saying become Dan Campbell, but, Minnesota tried to play a little bit like that yesterday, but they couldn't keep it up. I mean,
you are who you are, though, and that's not who Matt LaFleur is, right? I mean, he's apparently emotional when he shouldn't be, but he's not. That's not what they're You can't go, oh my gosh, we've lost 2 in a row. We have to do everything differently. To me, the biggest question and the biggest issue is that he is a smart, offensive-minded coach,
and
their
guys
passing
open.
game sucks.
Get guys open. I agree 100%. That's it. All the other stuff, and thanks for the call. I'm not going to argue a bunch of stuff that he just said there, but
especially
Matt
not
LaFleur,
the homer
the passing game and the offensive. Yeah, I have homer tendencies. I have never argued that, but I call it pretty doggone straight. I still think they got a shot.
You do.
I think they got a shot.
Just
Here's
joking.
the deal. What you're saying about Matt LaFleur is 1,000% correct. He is a good coach because offensively he schematically gets guys open. I don't know how many times I listened to you say, look at how wide open these guys are. When's the last time we said that?
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
It can't. If that's your bread and butter, Dan Campbell's bread and butter is we're going to bite kneecaps and we're going to play our tookuses off. Love that. Great. Kudos to y'all. Was their defense doing that against us and against San Fran? No, it wasn't. You can play with your hair on fire, but you're giving up 35 points to a team that ain't very good. Here's when it comes to Matt LaFleur, the offensive passing game is a staple. He has moved to running the football more. He's using Josh Jacobs. He's got a bunch of different schemes, pulling guys, pin and pull, all the stuff. Kudos to him for not just saying, I'm an outside zone guy, that's what I do. Nope. Adjust. Really good stuff. Get back to your play action passing. Get back to under center and faking some and getting some big plays on first down and start doing that. That's when you get to use your scheming, not on 3rd and 7. So if you're not going to do that, you're not going to beat Philly. But my guess is Matt LaFleur is going to have his hair on fire. I think he's going to come out more emotional than ever. And you know what, Matt? You do it. Just don't do it on every stinking play and don't ride that wave. But when you get these boys fired up by doing it, The way you're going to get them fired up is by scheming up good stuff and your offense having a ton of success. That's the part that's concerning to me.
Were you concerned about how Prize Picks went for you as well?
Oh, I had a bad day. I had a bad day yesterday. There was a, Jesse, I don't know if you played this. You got the $25 free play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yesterday. So what I did, I used my sports opinions, which I usually do, and I tried to turn it into real cash, which unfortunately didn't happen.
A lot of Packers mores then, huh?
I went with a 6-piece nug yesterday. I looked at all the incentives that guys had in their contracts. Mike Evans, Dobbins. It didn't work. The only one I had success with, I went with McManus with field goals because I had a hunch it was going to be a choppy game that they were going to kick. That part was about it for me, but it was still super fun to play. Prize Picks, over 10 million members, billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Makes daily fantasy fun, and you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Had I hit yesterday on that free play, going to be a nice little chunk of change for old T, but that didn't happen. But, again, 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks, and Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Download the app. Use the code WI. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download that app. Use code WI, and you get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks.
Run!
Your
game. More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Nothing makes you feel better than entering the playoffs off back-to-back losses as the Packers fall to the Chicago Bears Sunday at Lambeau Field in the regular season finale. The Packers finished the regular season with a record of 11-6, meaning they will be the 7th seed in this year's NFC playoffs for the second year in a row. And they will head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles next Sunday afternoon. The Packers finished the season 1-5 in NFC North play, the first time they've done that in 20 years. Not ideal. Packers-Eagles, Sunday. I'm Alex Strope.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Looking for the most popular answer. What's the worst thing about Wisconsin winters? Gina Della from Pella.
Finding a sitter when snow closes school. Yay! It's the time of the year when we just want to be all warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside, with inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful, energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
This is Madison's new home of Milwaukee Brewers baseball.
And the pitch. Hey, struck him out swinging.
100.5 ESPN, your new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
'Cause I'm a hazard to myself. Don't let me get beat. I'm my own worst enemy. It's bad when you know yourself. So irritating. Don't wanna be my friend no more. I wanna be somebody else. Yeah. Don't let me get beat. I'm my own worst enemy.
All right, let's get to one more call here, and then we'll get to Brian and Gina and Ryan and Mike and Dave and Mike and Randy and Jesse and everybody else. Let's go to Sparky in Sussex. Sparky, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. Good morning. Are you concerned or not?
Yeah, I'm a little more concerned than I have been the rest of the year. I think with everything that's gone on lately, with some of the coaching decisions, which was going to be kind of my main complaint, but I think that's been done to death today. And I do think that anybody who thinks, even if we get rubbed Sunday, that they would get rid of LaFleur, I think is nuts. I mean, don't we sold the youngest team in football? That's crazy.
Growth is not linear. I don't know if you've heard.
That's what I heard, yeah. That's what I've heard today.
I have heard that. And, the other thing, two quick things. If I could have one comment and one question. If I could, I also want to answer or ask a question on behalf of Mrs. Sparky for the two of you. So,
how's the Yule log?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Burn it hot.
It's fine. First thing was the kicking game yesterday. I thought was unbelievable. I thought the play by Whalen, the punter, I don't know how he got that punt off. That was incredible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the bad snap.
So,
yeah.
Special teams,
a real difference. Yep. Yeah. The other play left a little something to be desired since we gave them probably 13 to 14 points between the punt return, fumble, the bad decisions on timing.
Indeed.
But the question on behalf of Mrs. Sparky, have you heard anything about the Packers buying tickets in Philly to sell to Packers season ticket holders so that we can resell them for 3 to 4 times the face value to help finance a possible trip for a Packer game in Ireland?
Yeah, I don't know what the Wilfs are shelling out for the Packers to buy back tickets in Philly. Was that a genius move by the Vikings or a stupid move?
No, I think anytime you can ingratiate yourself to the fans, I think it's a good move. So, no, am I going to sit here and criticize Minnesota for buying tickets and giving their fans an opportunity to go and help their team on the road in a huge game? I'm not.
There were reports that people then bought them at face value from the Vikings and then resold them and made a profit off of that. That would be IPT, if you ask me.
It would be IPT, but I can't believe that would happen.
All right. We will get to more of your calls coming up. Quick text on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Here's a question, writes DJ in the Saw.
It's Wausau.
The
Saw.
I never heard of Wausau being called the Saw.
Oh, you have now.
Yeah, I like that.
If the Packers have been consistently starting slow, why does LaFleur keep opting to take the ball in the first half after winning the coin toss? Isn't there an
Great question
analytics
by
nerd
DJ.
in that building that can alert the coaching staff to their negative tendencies? When he took the ball yesterday, I was like, what are you doing?
Goes with his gut.
Well, he wanted to get his guys out, score a bunch of points, and get them out. That's what he wanted.
Against a terrible offense, you would certainly hope that your defense would have forced a punt on the opening possession by the Bears, and then you got the ball right away after you forced a 3 and out.
Hey, Matt, with your offense's passing game the way it is, and with Jalen Hurts not playing for a month, defer this week. Just defer.
Yeah, fair. Don't defer. Make sure you go to Associated Bank and make the switch if you've been unhappy with your bank, like I was years and years ago with a big national bank. I didn't like it. It was time to change. I went to Associated Bank, and they made everything change for us. The great customer service, and if you're a Packers fan, no better place to be. Packers checking, Packers checks, Packers debit MasterCard, and a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop. So go to AssociatedBank.com/Packers to find out more. More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Toscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Well, are you thinking a new vehicle or even some vehicle maintenance would help kickstart your new year? Well, then get in touch with the great team at Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust. When it comes to safe winter driving, the place to prepare is not on the side of the road, it's at Zimbrick Chevrolet. As you're hitting the road for football watch parties or snowy weekend adventures, make sure your vehicle is ready to take on the Wisconsin winter. Get a tune-up. If your car is due for scheduled maintenance or just needs a tune-up, do it now. Certain parts are damaged, like the water pump, hoses, belts. They could unexpectedly leave you stranded. Check the battery. Cold temperatures reduce a battery's storage capacity, and the more frigid the temperature, the more power your engine needs to start. Zimbrick Chevrolet can install a new battery in minutes. Some more winter driving advice? Check your tires, change your oil, and keep your gas tank full. Make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter roads. Call to schedule an appointment with the great team at Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Shop Tempur-Pedic mattresses at Steinhoffels and get a Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for just $48 per month when you use Steinhoffels 60-month financing. Only at Steinhoffels. Down to 4 in the college football playoff. Barry Alvarez excited for the Big Ten showing. On the Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez, Coach dove into why the conference representation just means more.
I think Ohio State has an excellent chance. Penn State is right there. They'll compete with them. I like the fact they're both league teams. So I don't like the championships going south. We have a number of teams in our league, and include Notre Dame in that I think are very strong.
Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
Outside In. That's what we call our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the cool stuff you want outside in your yard displayed inside. Patios, decks, pavers, and an automated pergola, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, a putting green, and in-ground pool. Even a converting 3-season room that's either outside or inside. We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. Your outdoor living potential awaits you at our Outside In showroom, 2018 South Stoughton Road. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
How good would it feel to start the new year by losing those unwanted pounds? At Madison Weight Loss, our Metabolic Reset program can help you finally lose those pounds without all the stress and frustration of trying to figure it out on your own. The secret is our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. Learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation and learn why your metabolism may be sabotaging your goals.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. If you're looking to find success achieving a new weight loss goal in 2025, do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day. a new you in this new year.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration without packaged food or injections. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days and have the tools to keep it off long term. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Purchase your tickets, grab some friends, and get to the Sylvie on Monday, February 24th for Andy North Trivia Night, presented by Exact Sciences. Enjoy a fun and inspiring evening of trivia, music, food, and refreshments while helping to raise money for UW Carbone Cancer Center. This fun and inspiring event is hosted by Andy North, and in addition to the trivia, the lineup includes a silent auction, celebrity appearances, and prizes. Doors open at 6 p.m. Visit AndyNorthandFriends.com to buy your tickets. Past year's events have sold out quickly, so get your tickets today.
Summer will sound a little different on ESPN Madison next year.
Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Jackson Chorio!
This is Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Let's get to one more call during the 10 o'clock hour, and then Gina, Ryan, Mike, Dave, Mike, and Randy, you'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour. Let's go to Brian in St. Paul, Minnesota. Brian, thanks for holding on. Good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. Are you concerned?
Well, I don't know if he's listening.
Hi, Brian.
Concerned.
Brian? Should we keep eavesdropping into his conversation
We're not
with
gonna
Mrs.
eavesdrop
Brian?
any further. It might be a very important
What do you think
conversation.
they're talking about back there?
Like level of concern for the Packers heading into the playoffs.
I don't think so. I think they're talking about what they need for groceries. Let's go to next in line.
Good grocery day today. Good grocery day.
You think so?
A little chilly.
Yeah, kind of a reset after the holiday weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything's
maybe-
done.
or-
You got kind of.
Just swing by Quick Trip, pick up potatoes and chicken. You can have everything you need for dinner tonight. Let's go to Gina in Eagle. Gina Della doesn't live in Eagle, does she? She wouldn't call. She would say she was calling from the Pella
So that's
Experience
what I
Center.
thought. It doesn't not sound like her, though.
Okay. Gina,
Well,
good
let's hear
morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Hey, Gina.
I love your enthusiasm already. And you've got your dogs barking just like I usually have at my house.
She was quiet all morning. All morning.
I feel your pain. I know that feeling. Are you concerned about the Packers, Gina?
Okay. No. First of all, I am with Ricardo and Tausch. Tausch, never, ever apologize for being a homer. There is such a thing as the power of positive thinking. You are
Thank you.
your thoughts. You are your thoughts.
You are your
Manifestation.
thoughts.
Manifestation, Jason.
You are a lot of things.
Yeah, Jason's not a manifester. He's just a Debbie Downer.
Jason, you could use a little bit more power of the positive thought. Okay, anyhow, to my point, and actually, Tausch, you brought this up, I want to circle back to it. The body of work, all of our losses, with the exception of two, have been two.
There's only
I think
six.
There was 1, 3. Oh, hey, hang on.
Let her go, Jason. Positivity.
Yeah, Jason, Mr. Negative.
Okay. So we are in anything. Okay, we are there, and the two teams. Okay, they are the 1 and 2 teams. We said if we didn't win the division, tough sledding, all of those things. Okay. One score with Philly, one score. Well, I think the Lions. We had a tough road the first game. Anyway, I think Philly got a little exposed when they gave up that top seed loss to Washington. So that's in their head too. Let's not forget. I think Minnesota also. I would not want to be a Minnesota fan this morning. I'm sorry. I would not. You got embarrassed on national TV and exposed as the frauds that you are. Okay?
Wow.
And
doesn't sound very positive.
I knew you were going to say that.
All right. You can't have any love towards the evil purple.
I'm
and
with
gold.
you, Gina.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Okay. But here's the thing. There is the power of positive thinking, and I will also add a few receipts. When we have Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney, who all have tasted but not fully experienced playoff they've done playoff football, but they are ready to roll. And they will be in that locker room as also a force. And if Matt can bring his emotion, but make it work for him with the positive, reminding himself the offensive genius that he is and how he can scheme up and get players open, we can absolutely go in there and make a statement. But all of us need to stop, again, all of this hate talk, because you know what? 3 weeks ago, we delivered a shutout, a donut, on a team that is never easy to do in the National Football League, okay? So stop with this negative talk. We had a center. There was some human error. Okay, fine. But I am not going to be sitting here going, they're out of it, they suck, one and done. That doesn't help anything. You are your thoughts.
Agreed.
And I know this team believes in each other. You can tell. You see it on their interviews.
They like each other,
So-
no doubt.
They love each other. They are fighting for each other. You saw that interview with Jordan, and I can't remember. I think was it Gary who was like, "Give the man his due." Like they are going to obviously run through fire. So again, I'm a homer. Yeah, heck yeah, proud of it.
Thanks for telling us.
What about it? But I have some receipts to back it up.
All right, now Gina, before we go, I'm telling
Just
you
wait,
right
we
now.
have a nick. Gina is going to be known, and I want you to start calling more Gina. Gina the Manifester. That's going to be her nickname. Gina the Manifester.
Gina Sunshine.
Got it.
So
that's even
next Monday. Next Monday,
Oh my
Monday,
gosh.
Gina Sunshine. You and your dog, you will be fast passed to the front of the line. Win, lose, or draw. Okay? So
All right,
whatever
Jason.
happens, if
Yes.
they win, you come on here and you take a manifesting victory lap like nobody's business. If they
All right,
lose,
Jason, but I'm going to challenge that. Can you continue to manifest and stop with your negative thought talk?
I don't. All right,
Yeah, Jason.
let's be honest.
Look, it's got to be a team effort. It's got to be a team effort.
Yeah, Jason.
I'll do my part.
Yeah.
No, you just do your part. I'm not doing my part.
Thank
because
you, Gina.
Here's the issue. Compared to Homer Tausch, I may look negative. You should meet the beat writing core. I am as positive as it gets from that group. So comparatively, next
Because
to Tausch
negativity
and
sells.
Gina,
Let's be honest.
yeah,
That's why
I'm
you
not.
guys do
I'm
it.
not that guy. I'm not saying they suck. I'm not saying they can't win. I'm certainly not
I
as
agree.
optimistic as you and Gina are. No doubt. And that's why I want you to call back. If they win, hey, let party like it's 1999 right here on this show, because that would be a hell of an accomplishment. And Jalen Hurts is going to be rusty, but are they going to stop Saquon Barkley? Are they going to be able to defend A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? I'm not sure they can. If they have to get into a shootout, is Jordan Love and the passing game going to find its rhythm again after 2 weeks of looking like Garbaggio? Those are facts. Those are concerns.
Fair questions.
That's all. So, Gina, awesome call. Best call of the day. We appreciate
Great
it.
energy by Gina. We need more Gina.
Some are saying best gumption of any caller. A lot of gumption.
Great gumption.
Outstanding.
That is great gumption.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We'll get some more of your very positive calls. Jesse's going to start screening calls now for positivity. Are you calling to be positive?
No. I want to hear what groceries and what ideas they had. Whoever was the caller before.
That was Brian in St.
That's what
Paul,
I'd like to-
Minnesota. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see if we hear back from him. 844-770-3776 is the number. We'll get to the 11 o'clock hour coming up. Want to remind you, I always give you the carbless talk and text line number, 844-770-3776. I always give you another number, too. One call, that's all. Gruber Law Offices. That number is 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website, gruber-law.com. David is everywhere, man. I saw him sitting courtside at the Bucks game when I tuned in the other night. What a comeback, by the way, the other night.
Did he leave early like you, or did he stay for the whole game?
He was not back in his seat at the start of the third quarter, and then I had to go pick up somebody
you always
from
go
practice.
Yeah,
so,
you go into halftime.
You got to mingle a little bit in there.
Yeah, he's a mingler, no doubt about it. But I didn't see the end of the game. I was listening on the radio to Dave Kane and our Bucks buddy Justin Garcia, so I don't know if he's in his seat or not. But I do know that he's the best in the business, and if you've been injured, he's the one to call. 414-276-6666. That's Gruber Law Offices. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison. Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
It's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by the College Football Postseason on ESPN Radio. Don't miss the College Football Playoff semifinals this Thursday and Friday night. The Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl right here on 100.5 ESPN and streaming free on the ESPN app. The Green Bay Packers get set for Wild Card Weekend, where they'll visit the Philadelphia Eagles in the 7-2 matchup Sunday at 3:30. That comes after the Packers lost the regular season finale 24-22 at the hands of the Chicago Bears yesterday at Lambeau Field. First time the Bears have beat the Packers in Matt LaFleur's tenure, going back to 2018. First time the Bears have won in Green Bay since 2015. It was sloppy, says head coach Matt LaFleur.
I would say kind of a sloppy game all in all. Had far too many miscues. We knew going into the game that you better win the ball. And we had the two turnovers that one of them certainly led to points. The other one we busted the protection and as we're driving in the second half and coughed it up there.
Reactions to yesterday's loss continuing on Wilde and Tausch until noon. Mr. Irrelevant live video streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel at 12:30 this afternoon.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And look, I want to be clear. We really appreciate calls. Now, would I prefer that you're ready when we get to you? I know it's a long time to wait. Lots of other people call too. I hope you got everything you needed at the grocery store. Get that list ready. But when we go to you, just be ready.
Check it
That's
twice.
all we ask.
Some would say check it twice.
Indeed.
Gotta find out who's naughty and nice.
Let's get back to the calls. Let's stop wasting time. Great call from
You got
Gina.
your tree up yet? You still got your tree up?
We've had a little bit of a busy few days, so we have not had time to take it down. We took down the outside decorations, but not the inside ones.
Oh, okay.
We'll probably keep ours up through the weekend.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
No
We
reason
keep it up
not to.
through, we might keep it up all the way through Valentine's Day this year. I told you I didn't like the way Thanksgiving fell. We might go a little overboard this year. We're going to set the tone. Just like the Packers going to Philly, they need to set the tone. Hey, I'm going to set the tone when it comes to taking trees down.
You know what we should do?
So there you go.
We should swap out the Christmas ornaments for green and gold and white ornaments, and we should leave up a playoff tree until the Packers get eliminated every year.
Yeah, do that.
That'd be fun.
I like that. Yeah, go ahead. That's a great idea.
You guys done now? Can I get some more calls?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Merry
go.
Christmas, you filthy animals. Let's go to Ryan in Fort Atkinson. Ryan, good morning. Thanks for holding on through our discussion of taking down Christmas decorations. Are you concerned about the Green Bay Packers?
I'm very concerned about the Green Bay Packers, and I believe that they're going to be one and done on Sunday, and that means that LaFleur and Goody should be on hot seat next season.
Okay.
Goody is the 7 or 8 first-round defensive draft choices haven't panned out. Their
true.
wide receiving core is not very good right now, and Watson gets injured every year. I don't think LaFleur is the coach that will take the Packers to the Super Bowl.
So, all right. So, Ryan, I think you make some interesting points that I want to talk more about. So thanks for the call. First of all, I do think, and look, Steve the Homer True is the one who has said this about Matt LaFleur. And we'll see if the narrative can change in future postseasons, starting with this one. But he likes to say that he could be Steve Mariucci, who was a really good coach, a good offensive coach, won a lot of football games, never made it to a Super Bowl. Of course, you're not a Super Bowl coach until you get your team to the Super Bowl. So maybe he does it this year, next year, whatever it might be. But there are plenty of coaches that it took a while for them to get there, including Mike McCarthy, right? Mike McCarthy,
Correct.
6, 7, 8, 9. It was his 5th season as head coach. LaFleur's finished his 6th regular season now. So McCarthy got there faster. Holmgren got there faster. Mike Sherman never got there. So we'll see about that part. The first-round picks, Rashawn Gary got another sack, and he's a Pro Bowler, but I think we can be honest and say that Rashawn Gary has not played to the level of being an elite pass rusher, and he has struggled with his transition to the new defense. He hasn't played great. That's fair. Would you agree?
Sure. I'll agree with you on that.
But they are still a young team. I don't know if you want to be the youngest team in the league every year. I would hope that would not be the goal. But I still think that they are a team that went into the season a year away. I still think they're a year away. But I'm not putting either the GM or the coach on the hot seat, not because I need access to them or because I'm afraid to do it. I don't think they deserve that, even if they go one and done. So that's where I'm at. So I think it's reasonable to criticize and question and have concern, but some of the more intense takes that I have heard out of frustration over the last couple weeks, I'm not there with those folks.
Are you coming around on, and this will be a conversation for tomorrow because I want to get through the rest of the callers, but the wide receiving core has not jumped like we hoped.
Yeah, so that was the point that Ryan made there that I wanted to ask you about, and instead you asked me, so thank you. I mean, I
was told I don't ask you enough questions.
You've heard that. I know. I appreciate you noticing.
When I ran the tape on myself, that was what someone told me.
I see we have a graphic now for Check the Tape. We don't have anyone volunteering to actually check the tape, but I think Matt on Twitter has a logo for it.
I thought somebody did, yeah.
I like that,
I thought somebody was interested.
So here's the thing. We thought, you talk about Friends and the ensemble, as you like to pronounce it. The butterfat has not risen to the top here, right?
It is not.
And I think your hope was that eventually someone would be Rachel, and someone would be
we got
Chandler.
a bunch of Joeys. A lot of Joeys.
You're not wrong. Now that's a good line.
Wasn't Joey the one who got a spinoff?
Yeah, but that show failed miserably.
It did
that's
indeed.
what we're not looking for.
So I don't understand. Jaden Reed made a great catch yesterday.
And by the way, Joey was set up for monster success. Friends goes off the air, and they immediately put him on his own show, and it fails miserably because it just wasn't any good.
You're right. So Christian Watson, most likely not only done for the year, but now will go into a contract year, probably not ready for the start of the season, if indeed he tore his ACL. Romeo Doubs was sick, and he didn't play. I don't know how sick he was. I don't know what his symptoms were, but I don't think a lot of folks, when they hear someone called in sick for work in the NFL, are going to give you a lot of grace, especially after what happened early in the season with him. So that has unraveled to some degree.
You're going to hear a lot of T. Higgins talk and cap space when this season comes to an end, I can assure you of that.
After we win the Super Bowl.
Of course.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully.
Jaden Reed has been largely MIA.
Very disappointing.
Dontavion Wicks dropped a lot of
That's
balls
your
early
guy.
in the season. He has certainly
boy.
not made the big jump that I anticipated for him in year 2. I would say that over the last 5 games, he's probably been their most consistent contributor, but it hasn't been significant contribution.
No, Romeo Doubs has been. I know he missed yesterday, but he's been the guy.
So the wide receiver group that we were all talking about as star-spangled awesome has not risen to the top. The cream has not risen to the top.
And how much of that goes into the Jordan Love component? There's a lot of questions when it comes to the passing game. No arguments from me on that.
Let's get to another call. Let's go to Mike in Texas. Mike, thanks for holding on so long, buddy. What do you got for us?
Thanks. A couple points. I would say one thing, it seems like that Matt has become dependent on Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is a great player, but it feels like there's just not enough passing, and it feels because Josh Jacobs gets first down so many times. I mean, he's a workhorse. He's tremendous, but if he wasn't there, I'm not sure how they'd be offensively. But the other thing I want to say, regarding like pessimism and optimism, in terms of the game or the future of the next season, I mean, I don't expect them to win. But if they do win, it's so much sweeter. It's so much more joyous when they win. You don't expect them to win. So I don't think there's anything wrong with expecting them to lose, because when they do, it's even more exciting. Things like, oh, they won just like I expected.
Okay, that's cute. But Mike, I appreciate your positivity. But so you go in now into the You would rather go into the postseason with no expectations and have them surprise you than have them playing really well going into the postseason and being excited about what they can accomplish?
Well, no, I'm not talking about next season. I'm talking about
the postseason. I'm saying right now, if they win let's say they win 2 games and make it to the NFC Championship game, you're saying that will be sweeter to you because of the way they bumbled and stumbled their way into the postseason with the way they played, than it would be if they had everything running tip top and they won the next 2 games and reached the NFC Championship game under those circumstances?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, because I don't expect them when they played the Seattle game and the championship at Seattle when Rodgers was hurt. I mean, no one gave them a chance, and they got destroyed by Seattle in the opening season. I mean, that was not a game expecting them to win. They should have won that game, and that was when they were. But that first half was so much exciting, the whole game, because it was so exciting because I wasn't expecting that. So it's
except for the end.
If you don't expect them to succeed, and they do succeed, same thing. It's like if you have an employee who, is just a crappy worker, and then they come through and do something miraculous, and you're like more excited.
No, I don't. I don't want the crappy worker. I don't want them at all. And then be pleasantly surprised. Jesse, why did you put yourself on camera?
No reason.
It's a great question.
No, I don't want the crappy worker to
Mike.
pleasantly surprise me. I don't want that.
So that is not what we are here. I think I said this last year. Enjoy this postseason because this will be the last year.
Yes.
If Jordan Love is as good as we think, the expectations. Well, I saw someone on the Carbless talk and text line bring up a good point. We went from being a team that I think a lot of us, myself included, thought was one of the top teams in the NFC. Not saying they were the top team, but a true Super Bowl contender. Right now, not a lot of people feel that way, including a lot of Packer fans, and with good reason. We've seen what's happened. The fact is, it's no longer, this isn't the plucky underdog story. You've turned into that because of how you played and where you're seated, but that can all change with a win against Philly. Because there ain't anybody that's saying we can't go beat Detroit. More people are saying we can't beat Philly. Bad matchup, etc., etc. Part of being a Packer fan and being a Packer player and being associated with the Packer logo and whatnot is it comes with great expectations. That is what it is. You don't want to be Detroit, where, oh my God, we have 1 in 60 years. We finally got this look. This is an every year occurrence. Some years the opportunities are better, but we are always we're going to be in the playoffs, and if things can go, we're going to go win a championship. That will be sometimes disappointing, but I don't think we ever look at it and say, oh, shucks, we can dumb into something. That's not how it works when you have a Packer association with you.
Dan and McGuanago on the Carbless Talk and text line. The confidence is not at an all-time season low. We are a good team that made it to the playoffs with a last-second pickup of a backup quarterback playing 3 to 4 games this year. Our run game is the best it has been since Amon Green in his prime. Jacobs can rip off 6 to 8 yards each touch. Let's torch these sorry Eagles like we torched the Cowboys and have them crying like last year when they collapsed in the playoffs. We will rally the troops and have everyone ready to fight. Great, Dan.
I think that's a fair assessment.
He makes fair points, and I would add another one to that. You know who all the pressure is on in this game?
Philly.
It ain't the Packers.
Sirianni. Hurts.
Sirianni is under enormous pressure.
Sirianni might get fired. He is on the hot seat.
Correct. So that helps too. Again, just because comparatively speaking, I seem negative compared to where Tausch started the show, I see a path to victory here, and I think the pressure that's on the Eagles is significant, and that is a good thing. My issue is, what are you hanging your hat on right now other than Josh Jacobs is good and any given Sunday you can win? Because it's not the passing game. It's not Jordan Love.
We create turnovers. We can run the football, and our kicker is on top of it. That is what you're hanging your hat on.
Right, and at one point,
is that enough?
We were thinking of this team as the only thing you were worried about was the kicker sucked. And now it's one of the few things you're hanging your hat on.
Yeah, that's life in the NFL, bruh. Deal with it. Stop pouting.
We'll get some more calls. Jesse, I'm not reading that text just because you had a good idea. I'm just not doing it. Not doing it. More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tosher here for Pizza Hut, where the number 7 just got luckier. You already know how much I love Pizza Hut, but have you heard about Pizza Hut's $7 Deal Lovers menu? Enjoy all your Pizza Hut favorites like pizza, boneless wings, melts, cheese sticks, and more for just $7 each when you buy 2 or more. With the $7 Deal Lovers menu, you don't have to choose between great taste and great value. You can have a both. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com. The $7 Deal Lovers menu, only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle it as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Nothing makes you feel better than entering the playoffs off back-to-back losses as the Packers fall to the Chicago Bears Sunday at Lambeau Field in the regular season finale. The Packers finished the regular season with a record of 11-6, meaning they will be the 7th seed in this year's NFC playoffs for the second year in a row. And they will head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles next Sunday afternoon. The Packers finished the season 1-5 in NFC North play, the first time they've done that in 20 years. Not ideal. Packers-Eagles, Sunday. I'm Alex Strope.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the East Side today.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Getting you back to doing what you love is the #1 priority of Stoughton Health Rehab and Sports Medicine Clinics in both Oregon and Stoughton. With physical, occupational, and speech therapy, we can provide care with no referral needed. Plus, we now accept over 160 area insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Dean Health Plan, Humana, Quartz, and more. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
All right, we got more of your calls. Let's get to them here. As much as I'd love to discuss the playoff Christmas tree. Start with Dave in Atlanta. Dave, thanks for holding on so long. Good morning. What do you got for us?
Yeah, we need cheese. We need a bottle of Tito's. We need
loaf of bread, a stick of butter,
Trip,
gallon of milk.
Quick Trip chicken, gallon of... Oh, am I on? Am I on?
Yeah, well played, sir.
I tried to hit all the sponsors. Now. We need to call one call, that's all.
Trying
to hit all the sponsors.
Coors Light on the way home. Yeah.
Well, but not in the car.
Wait a minute. Absolutely. 6-pack of Coors Light, Golden, Colorado.
Dave, you're hired. Tausch has got a lot of days off coming off during the off season. Be ready for a 3-hour stint.
That's fun.
Yeah. I was disappointed. I mean, not only disappointed, that was embarrassing, man. Lose to the Bears and suck. And then, obviously, yes, Matt LaFleur should have left more time on the clock, but the whole team kind of messed it up before then. But wasn't everything went down to that one play. I hate it when people narrow it down to, like, one thing, and that's the whole. Same thing with Dan Campbell. We crown him, and he's got, you really think he's the X's and O's guy that gets people open. It's his offensive coordinator who does, a lot of that work, and he doesn't get credit for. But anyway, I wanted to say yes, Tausch was a little too homey last night with Homer, and Homer is right.
Yeah.
LaFleur should have left some time on the clock. But I will say this, that I think you guys were right on point when it comes to the fact that, the receivers haven't showed up. They haven't gotten open. And if it comes together, we got a decent chance to beat the Eagles, especially what Jason just said, which is pressure's on them.
Yeah.
So if Matt LaFleur goes in and tells the guys, look, the pressure's on them, not us, and if he please just hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs a lot more, we eat up the clock, and the Eagles do not take the field. I kept saying last night on the TV, hand the ball off. How hard is that?
Well, they did it a lot once Malik Willis took over. But if you're going to beat the Eagles, the way the passing game has looked, you are not going to win in a shootout. Now, the question I have, Tausch, and thanks for the call, Dave, and for the great comedic timing at the beginning of the call. Tausch, if the Eagles come in and say, there ain't no blanking way we're letting Josh Jacobs beat us, do you think the Packers can do the job offensively in the passing game to win the game? If they figure out a way to take away Josh Jacobs, which is, let's be honest, that's not easy to do. You feel great about how he's playing. But if they dare them to throw, do you believe that Jordan Love can turn things on and play at the level that we have seen him play at various points during the season?
The thing that worries me about that is, where are you going to get your explosives from?
Yeah.
Where are you getting your big
Bo
plays?
Melton.
Is it going to be Bo Melton, Dobbs? Bo Melton's a playoff guy. Bring him out. I do think he can. I would say if you want to be a skeptic of it, you could say, well, why haven't they? And it's a fair argument back. So Tucker Kraft needs to be a vital part of this. I think you get to get Musgrave more involved when you don't have Watson. But Philly is going to do that, by the way. That is going to be their plan. And can Green Bay do enough? Green Bay needs to win first and second down. They need to play action pass people. It can't be sitting at 3rd and 5 or 6. If that is the case, we're going to be in big boy trouble all night.
Let's get to another call before the break, 844-770-3776. You can get your texts in still on the Carbless Talk and text line. More, less is more. Let's get to Mike in Madison. Mike, you held on for a really, really long time. We appreciate your patience. Are you concerned?
I'm not concerned, I guess, this year. I think, Josh Jacobs is healthy. I like our matchup with Philadelphia. Their quarterback's coming off a concussion. My concern is that moving forward within our own division, I don't think we have the best coach, the best quarterback, or the best GM in our division. And I'm worried, that let's see how Caleb Williams develops. Depending on the year, we might have the worst quarterback. And so Jordan can certainly elevate at certain points, but I think they showed it that he had under 60% completion percentage. And so I'd like to see,
63.1, I think he was for the year.
Okay. I thought they showed it he was at like 58. So either way, I'd like to see that higher. And so
I would too.
I guess my point is, we're talking about LaFleur. I think if Sirianni's on the hot seat, how is LaFleur not? And I know you say, my dad always says the enemy of greatness is goodness. And so LaFleur is a good coach. Is he a great coach? I think that remains to be seen. And it's, on the other side of the coin, well, be careful what you wish for. You get rid of LaFleur, who are you going to get? I would take, Brian Flores. I would take the guy from that got fired from Tennessee, Vrabel, or even see if you can't take Ben Johnson away from Detroit. So I'm all for letting LaFleur develop, but it's year 6. When is he going to show the temperament we need from a head coach that he's not going to, cost us in a big game?
I tried to tell you, Jason. You were poo-pooing me. People are feeling this way.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Mike. Look, I get it. I get the frustration, and I get the criticism of him. I'm not a Matt LaFleur apologist. Now, if you want to say that I was a Mike McCarthy apologist, fine. I'll own that. I don't think I've been a Matt LaFleur apologist. I think we've been critical of him on this program more often.
He brings up a good. I mean, the Nick Sirianni point is super.
So the Sirianni thing, though, is they go to a Super Bowl. Both of their coordinators get head coaching jobs, and then they cratered last season. During the second half of the year, there was infighting. There's drama.
Well.
I think there's a feeling in Philly that maybe this guy was a product of those two head coaches as his coordinators, and that he's not that good of a coach, and he doesn't have control of his team.
Sure.
That is not. I don't think anybody says that about LaFleur. Now, look, if Philly goes on a run here and beats the Packers, then beats the Lions in Detroit, no one's going to be saying that his seat should be hot. But my point is there is pressure on them and on him. There's no doubt about it.
Pressure.
Yeah.
And that usually makes diamonds out of coal, and it also busts pipes. Depends which way you want to look at it. So we'll see. The pressure is solely on Philly. I don't love the fact that that's the case. I like being the hunted. I want to be the big dog.
Yeah.
Green Bay is not in that position. They're not the big dog. They're chasing. That can be good, can be bad. We'll find out.
All right, we'll get some more calls coming up. I want to quickly read this text because anytime you open with Tausch, do you not want to look at reality right now?
Oh, snap.
Is an interesting way. Wish you would have put your name on it. Put your name on it, 414.
I am looking at reality, guys.
Let me finish reading it before you defend yourself because not everybody's watching on video. Tausch, do you not want to look at reality right now? Because it goes against everything you thought and said about this year. It's falling apart. The Packers are not good right now. And you are fighting the facts. Poor coaching decisions. Love not playing well. A defense never making the big stop. Injuries are all real. Yeah, face reality, bro.
Okay, I have been on the coaching part. I've been saying that for a bit. The Jordan Love component to this is very fair. I expected a bigger jump.
Yeah.
I think he's been okay, but he has not taken the big jump that we all thought. And when you get that contract, you need to make.
Even after he got healthy.
Yes, and I was writing off all the Minnesota game. He wasn't healthy. Oh, he had a groin. Oh, this. Yeah, I have. Jordan has not been as good as he needed to be. That can change. He can elevate. But consistency-wise this season, where have you come out of a game thinking for 4 quarters, Matt Jordan was lights out today?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Those are facts. I am not running from that as far as reality and all that other stuff. I'm not. All I'm saying is that was what I believed because I saw it last season for a big period of time. And then this year has been disjointed with the injuries and all of the other stuff. It's been a tough year.
Yeah.
Jordan has not taken that next step. Is he a good NFL quarterback? Absolutely. Was he an MVP dynamite quarterback in a league this year that has had a bunch? He hasn't been.
Nope.
Period.
Nope.
And when you don't have that, is your team elevated on games that you need it? That's not been the case. The gotta-have-it moments, we haven't had it. That's not me running from reality. I still have seen glimpses. And is that crazy to run on glimpses? Yeah, probably. Because consistency-wise, we have not seen this look. And the passing game, by their own accounts, both quarterback and coach the last 2 weeks, receivers aren't getting open. I've been accurate with the football. We've been herky-jerky. Is that concerning? Yeah, it is. So I don't know if I can be any more clear. But I'm not saying that we stink and can't beat Philly. I think there's still enough there with a Philly team that is rusty and is going to be feeling all of the pressure. All I'm saying is it's not this dead pool of an operation that we have no chance. We will be dogs. We should be dogs. Doesn't mean we can't bite.
Roll. Probably not enough time to do a Fortria clinical trial to make the money to go to Philly. But, hey, to get to New Orleans February 9th, there might be enough time. You can get the study in before the game.
The beauty of Fortria is you got all these different variant studies. Yeah, the 65-day you can't. But, Jason, I found one for you.
Ooh.
Not for you, but for women currently breastfeeding, ages 18 to 45. Body mass index of 18 to 35.
Gotcha.
Study is 1 stay, 5 nights with 5 follow-ups, so it's going to be tight. 1 phone call, screening payment of $100, which is nice. You get that $100 right away. Compensation. This is a big, nice little check here. $10,125 for your time and participation.
If only I was breastfeeding.
You refer a fellow breastfeeding friend, you get another $500 per call. They also have a bunch of other studies. Healthy men, ages 18 to 60, BMI 18 to 32. 1 stay, 16 nights, and a follow-up. $8,075 for your time and participation. Head over to FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's Fortrea, Fortrea, clinicaltrials.com.
Few more of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Start the new year saving money and helping to save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Mark Toscher here, and whether you want some extra spending cash to buy a new jersey, tickets to a big upcoming game on the road, or anything else you may be thinking, you can find some extra cash in your pocket when you start saving money with the switch to Everlight Solar. Our family, we were looking to make the switch to solar for quite some time, but we weren't quite sure where to even start. That's when we met the team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Nothing makes you feel better than entering the playoffs off back-to-back losses as the Packers fall to the Chicago Bears Sunday at Lambeau Field in the regular season finale. The Packers finished the regular season with a record of 11-6, meaning they will be the 7th seed in this year's NFC playoffs for the second year in a row. And they will head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles next Sunday afternoon. The Packers finished the season 1-5 in NFC North play, the first time they've done that in 20 years. Not ideal. Packers-Eagles, Sunday. I'm Alex Strope.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
It's playoff time, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40 states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code WI on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Looking for the most popular answer. What's the worst thing about Wisconsin winters? Gina Della from Pella.
Finding a sitter when snow closes school. It's the time of the year when we just want to be all warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside, with inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
We're on the Packers playoff push.
They are not the regular season juggernaut team that we've seen in the past.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
A lot of regular season juggernaut teams fell short of their goals.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Three more calls. Let's get to Randy in Milton to start us off. Randy, good morning. Are you concerned?
Guys, I'm concerned for a variety of reasons, realistic reasons, but I'm being a little bit sarcastic here. You did steal my thunder, Jason.
You're welcome.
And that is that, thank you. Both you and Mark, assuming that I heard correctly, are concerned about the passing game. And what I'm concerned about is that Philly knows this as well. They're going to dissect every play this week. We know that. Mm-hmm. So now Philadelphia stacks the box and says, we're going to do everything we can to stop you. And with the struggles in the passing game, my question is this: where does this leave us then?
I did not steal your thunder. You asked that perfectly. That is a great question for Tausch and I to answer. And my response, Tausch, to Randy, to start it, would be, we've seen what this passing game can be. If they are daring them to throw, even without Christian Watson, I am willing to say that I think there's a chance they can take advantage of that. I do. It's not going to be easy, but I think they're capable. But the problem is you don't have any evidence from the last several weeks to make you feel uber confident that they can.
I feel like, and I'll have to go back and look at the Philadelphia tape from Brazil, because it was we did a players only that night and everything else. I feel like Jaden Reed had a big play. Felt like there were some big plays to be had in Sao Paulo. Now, Philly's defense is a lot better than what it was.
It's a long time ago.
Long time ago, but you're gonna look at that and understand, especially from a personnel standpoint, what everybody does and everything else. But yeah, I if you're playing Green Bay right now, you're saying, all right, let's see this young wide receiving core take off, and let's see if they can make a bunch of plays, because Josh Jacobs a proven commodity. There ain't anybody else.
Yeah.
Is Jaden Reed? No. Dobbs would probably be the closest when it comes to the receiving core, and he's been kind of up and down. He's been out of the lineup and things of that nature. So, and Jordan has not been as accurate with the football.
He is not.
So that is going to be the plan, and Matt LaFleur better have some ways to get Jordan comfortable and get him into a rhythm, because if he does not have a good,
open.
If he doesn't have a good, and Jordan has to hit guys too.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here. Listen, man, I've been tough on Matt LaFleur, but Matt LaFleur, there were guys open yesterday that balls were thrown into the dirt.
Yeah.
Sailed. Jordan needs to be better. I thought, he's been good at avoiding some of the rush. Philly is going to come at him. He is going to need to be able to extend and make some big plays. And right now, I think the biggest concern is, can he do that? We'll find out.
All right, let's get to another call. 844-770-3776. Let's get to Mike in Franklin. Mike, good morning. Thanks for holding on. What do you got?
Hi, guys. Hey, I'll try to be brief here. Hey, this next man up on the injury, just like in 2010. They were the number 6 seed, 10-6. All you need is a trip to the dance. You know, they could be road warriors. And I had coworkers laughing at me in 2010 because I picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl, and guess what? I have 700 reasons to believe.
Mike,
I
Mike,
know it's not
Mike,
2010. Yeah.
Mike, let me interrupt you. I just want to ask you this. Did you feel differently about that team going into the playoffs than you feel about this team going into the playoffs?
No, not really. I think they were extreme underdogs in 2010, like they are now. And I'm telling you right now, the Eagles have infighting. If it doesn't go well for them, they got a lot of egos. They're going to be fighting amongst themselves, and it's going to be. And I'm saying Packers were in every game this season. They didn't get blown out. They didn't get blown out of the gym by anybody. And so I'm gonna make a bold prediction on the G&G here: 31-27 Packers. Because you know what?
Let's go.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what, Sirianni and Dan Campbell make poor decisions when it's crunch time. So we're going to see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, from your lips to the football god's ears. I hope you're right. But I'm sorry, I don't believe you when you say that you feel the same way about this team that you felt about 2010.
So you're telling him he's a liar?
No. I think he's
That's
convinced
what you just said.
I think he's convinced himself that this is a parallel to 2010.
Jesse, check the tape. Did Jason just call him a liar?
After further review, it looks like he thinks Mike and Franklin misremembers how he felt in 2010. Not that he's a liar, just doesn't remember it correctly.
Thank you very much. Let's get to one more call. Let's go to
it's
Mo.
Gonna be a long year.
Mo in Illinois. Mo, good morning. Sorry to give you only short time, but what do you got for us?
No, it's okay. I was working anyway. I want to throw up from that performance yesterday at the game. I wish I would have never went to the game. I'm thinking very short and brief. Matt LaFleur is not a championship caliber head coach. He will never take us to the promised land. His end-of-game situational football, is beyond stupid, and I think that's very generous and sweet. The words I can't say on air right now for the way I felt about him. So he's not. I don't care what anybody says. He's a good offensive coordinator at best. And I will remind you guys next year that Matt LaFleur will be on the hot seat and he will get fired, and I can't wait for it.
Mark the tape so we can check it later.
Jason, you remember when I brought this up? It said people are saying this and you thought I was crazy to bring this up?
No, I didn't think you were crazy. What I thought was people that feel that way is crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us about Coors Light.
Coors Light!
Because right now we
Remember
need
the
to
three-step
cool and
cold
chill.
process, cold lager. Yeah, we got to move, Jason. Cold filtered because it's made to chill. Make sure I saw Jesse Nelson at Lambeau with his beautiful bride, Becca, drinking Coors Lights with Blue Mountains yesterday. Always great to see that. They were chilling. And if you need a moment to chill, it's Coors Light. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We'll close things out next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers playoff push
The Green Bay Packers are still struggling to have an identity.
because we're on Wisconsin sports.
Internally, I think Matt LaFleur is still trying to chase who he is going to be and what type of way he wants to coach.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson to tell you about Madison Weight Loss. And as we flip the script to 2025, of course, everybody's setting their new weight loss goals for the new year. Well, last year, thanks to working with the team at Madison Weight Loss, I was able to drop 40 pounds of unnecessary, unwanted fat, and all I had to do over 60 days was change up my diet. I didn't have to implement an intense workout regimen. I didn't go in for any injections or any surgeries. All it was changing the food that I eat and the natural, healthy way I was able to drop 40 pounds over the span of 2 months simply by changing my diet. If you're looking for that weight loss goal and the best way to achieve it in 2025, I recommend doing what I did, and that's contacting the team at Madison Weight Loss. You can schedule a free consultation in person or virtually at madisonweightloss.com. Learn about the program, what that food plan looks like, and talk about when the best time would be for you to get going with Madison Weight Loss. Again, schedule your free consultation in person or virtual at madisonweightloss.com. Results may vary.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you and check out the menu at greatdanepub.com. Down to 4 in the college football playoff. Barry Alvarez excited for the Big Ten showing. Coach dove into why the conference representation just means more.
I think Ohio State has an excellent chance. Penn State is right there. They'll compete with them. I like the fact they're both league teams. So I don't like the championships going south. We have a number of teams in our league, and include Notre Dame in that I think are very strong.
The Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez, streaming Mondays at 6 on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel.
Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Texas, Ohio State at the Capital One Orange Bowl. Penn State, Notre Dame at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. The semifinals of the college football playoff. Coverage begins Thursday and Friday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
He's got a Chevrolet that don't.
Yeah, we're already late, I know, but I want to give you the results to this point of the 2 poll questions before we go.
And confirming your worst aspirations on Christian Watson, too.
Yeah, I think the phrasing that Rap Sheet used was the same as mine. They fear that he tore his ACL and suffered other damage. Yeah. Our 2 poll questions were these. Are you concerned about the Packers heading into the playoffs after the way they closed the regular season with back-to-back losses? 84.2%. Yes, I am concerned. Thank you, Elon, even though I don't have the check mark. That went over 1,000 votes. And the corollary question, is your confidence in the Packers heading into the playoffs at the lowest it has been all season? 57.7% yes, 42.3% no. That's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow. Packers, Eagles in the playoffs on Sunday. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of